On August Bank Holiday Monday, it's even worse. Over 5 million of us pleasure seekers hit the roads. It's absolute chaos. There are queues everywhere, even at the ticket machines. In the seaside town of Weston-super-Mare, it's total mayhem. It's the busiest weekend of the year for this Victorian resort, with over 100,000 visitors, all needing somewhere to park. It's carnage. Many of these motorists have been driving around town for hours.
There's about 6 car parks we've tried, and as soon as we get there, it's just full. Absolute nightmare.
Been to 3 car parks, and it's a bit like a one-way system where everyone goes anywhere they want.
It's like a jungle out there.
In the soaring August heat, patience is wearing thin, and they're prepared to play dirty.
You're waiting around, and then a car will just come in and nick the space you've been waiting for.
This car has been waiting 5 minutes for a space to come clear. It's every patient parker's nightmare. Someone nips in and nicks your space.
This space is not got your name on. It's free to anybody. I don't care. We've been driving here for an hour.
We've seen the lady coming out.
They was pulled up at the side.
They was pulled up at the side.
We think there's probably a little bit of etiquette in car parks, but unfortunately she wasn't willing to let us have that space.
You can't save people's spaces, can you? If that's available, then you go in it, don't you?
And even the lady who was saving the space said, I'm saving it for these.
Anarchy reigns. One of the men tasked with restoring law and order to the streets and car parks of Weston is Dan.
How we record the vehicle is we take their wheel valve positions, and if they're in the same place, then they would be issued a fine because they've obviously overstayed. All about evidence gathering, so I'm getting all the evidence I need to effectively build a case against the vehicle.
Dan has got a forensic eye for a parking infringement.
There is no excuse.
They call this baby-faced enforcer the Terminator.
Oh, is that white zigzags? Royal Parade?
Yeah, it's nice down the road.
If you park illegally in Weston, watch out. This guy will find you.
Where he's parked, it's very, very dangerous.
This vehicle has definitely crossed the double yellow line.
Well, obviously, this is an instant fine here. They know they can't be parked here. Sir, you cannot deliver here. It's double yellow line, single tick.
Drive on the promenade.
You can't drive on the promenade either, sir, otherwise you'll get moved on for the street
next
wardens.
loading bay here.
Unfortunately, sir.
Can I just go now? Because I'd run straight back out.
Unfortunately, sir, I've already issued on the fine. The number plate's already gone in there. I just opened in the make and model, and it's done.
You'd rather I drove on the prom and frightened.
You can't drive on the promenade, sir, and you cannot park here, I'm afraid.
But where's the loading bay then?
Unfortunately, sir, like I've said, I can tell you where not to park. I cannot tell you where to park.
You can't tell me where to park?
No.
Is that not part of your job?
Part of my job, sir, is health and safety. Part of my job, sir, is keeping this road clear, and you're not.
What can I do? There's no loading bay within a mile, probably, of my business. It is very frustrating, and there's no leeway. The thing that probably annoyed me most was when he said, I can tell you where not to park, but I can't tell you where to park.
It's all fun and games.
It's a lovely day down here, we're doing all right, and then that just spoils your day.
The hardest part of our job is definitely dealing with the abuse that we get. It's F-U-C-K, they say quite a lot of times. They suggested that I was sleeping with my mother. Obviously that is not the case.
The Terminator will be back. Back in Weston-super-Mare, the number of cars on the road is mounting. And so is parking enforcer Dan's ticket count.
People know the rules. They've fought these rules for years and years and years. And unfortunately, I don't make the rules, I only enforce them.
There will be more parking violations for Dan today, as tourists are pouring into the town and the car parks filling up.
This your vehicle, sir? Yeah, it doesn't have a pay and display ticket on there. Are you leaving now, or...?
Yeah, we're going now.
OK, you're going now.
Don't say nothing about Sundays on or that.
It's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday, it's a bank holiday, so yeah, you still need to pay. I haven't done anything now, so if you leave now, it's fine, but yeah, just in future...
We forgot all about it being bank holiday.
So yeah, just keep that in mind, all right, where you park throughout the day.
Thank you.
Take care and have a good day.
That driver was lucky to escape without a fine. But the Terminator is showing no mercy to a persistent offender, parked illegally on the seafront.
Unfortunately, can't park here. W Airlines tickets.
I'm delivering ice cream.
Unfortunately, you can't deliver ice cream here.
Say, but it's where I'm literally delivering ice cream. I'm unsure where you guys expect me to actually park.
Unfortunately, I've been told by one of my colleagues that you have been warned, madam, so you've parked here, so...
But where else do I park to deliver ice cream?
I can tell you where not to park, I cannot tell you where to park. Yeah, so this lady has been warned before that unfortunately where she's parking at the moment, which is W Airlines with the single curbside markings, she cannot load here, she cannot wait here, she can literally drop people off, but that's all she can do. We as civil enforcement officers can tell people where not to park, we cannot advise them to tell them where to park.
Ah, yes. Dan's famous catchphrase again.
Yes. Unfortunately, you've been told. And she goes, I know I've been told, but where do you want me to go? Madam, I can tell you where not to park, but I cannot tell you where to park. Yeah.
There were 8 million penalty notices issued by guys like Dan last year. Add the 2.5 million from private parking companies, that's a hell of a lot of tickets. As a result, there's a David versus Goliath battle going on in the bedrooms of Britain. Crusaders fighting parking abominations across the country. Like this car park in Cardiff. As ridiculous as it sounds, every square inch that's not a bay is yellow hatching. And if you stop on the hatching, you might be liable for a fine.
That camera is the one that films all the cars stuck on these gridlocks. That is the camera that gives you the shot. And, you know, suck on that, big boys.
Meet Sue Pryor.
Predators.
She's waging a one-woman war against parking.
When there's been an injustice, it makes me mad. Well, there's a car. He's stopped and he's got out and he's run in somewhere, have he? Dude, you're going to get a ticket. They're going to give you a ticket now, love. Right. Oh, they bastards, yeah. It sucks. People just can't afford to just dish out 100 quid willy-nilly. They're issuing tickets for anyone stopped, see, love. It's a nightmare, isn't it? I know. It's all about how much money they can make as fast as possible by bullying and intimidating decent, genuine people of our communities. Where's the moral compass of this country gone? I've got big balls. I'm holding them to account, all of them, and I mean the authorities, the lot. What they're doing is not right, it's not moral, it's disgusting, and it's possibly illegal.
We'll meet Sue again later as she takes her crusade to the courts. If it's any consolation, parking has been a problem since the dawn of the motor car.
Can't go this way, can't go that, can't go forward, can't go back. The 500,000 cars in the London area, for example, are wishing they'd left the things at home.
Nothing much has changed, except it's got a whole lot worse. In London, drivers spend an average of nearly 2 working weeks a year desperately seeking spaces. It makes London the UK's worst city for parking. We've jumped in with 3 drivers visiting London for the day.
Oh, I can't even get in the thing. I'm getting road rage already.
They've been foolish enough to bring their cars, with no plans where to park them. That's a recipe for parking hell. First off, railway worker Glenn.
You need to be going right up here, man. Oh, yeah!
He and his buddy Rob are headed to Notting Hill Gate, a notoriously difficult area to park.
Me in London in a car, rush hour on a Friday, and I should be in the pub. Yeah, it's not going to go well, I don't think. What are these doing? Oh, look at you! Who the parks like... It's blocked in now!
What a prized knobhead.
Sales manager Tim and his wife are en route to Westminster.
Trying to park around London, you can never find anywhere. It just drives me absolutely bonkers, to be honest.
Be careful. A staggering 81% of London drivers received a parking fine last year.
Why are you coming out here? You've got your own bloody lane there.
I feel like I'm on my driving test.
I know. I feel like I'm watching you like a hawk.
Last to go is stylist Lizzie.
I'm the most impatient person in the world.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I normally park on double yellows or something if I can't find a car parking space.
Lizzie and her Bezzy Owen are hoping to park near Kensington High Street. They'll need some cash. The cost per hour of parking in London is more than the minimum wage.
Ah! I think you just went for a red light.
Did I? Oh, God.
Just driving in London is hard enough. Parking is even harder. And if they ever find a space, they'll need to be able to park. A skill that many of us are yet to master. As a nation, we're not brilliant at parking. In fact, we're pretty shoddy.
What is she doing? Like, oh, no way.
15% of us drivers refuse to parallel park at all. And this example of parking ineptitude demonstrates why.
Oh my God.
Bad parking results in nearly 16 million bumps, scratches and scrapes every single year.
She's got a big dent in her bonnet there.
We need to teach our bad parkers a lesson or two. And one man is determined to do just that. Meet Andy, a man so obsessed by parking, he even parks his alpacas.
I reckon Tina could actually park better than some people I've had to teach.
Andy is a driving instructor and a premier parker.
You only need to look round a car park and you see how bad the parking is around this country.
Like this catastrophic attempt.
Full lock! Full lock, Aaron! That's not enough. That's not enough.
5 minutes in and the Corsa is way off being parked.
I'm on a mission to make the country a happier place. So we're going to find the bad apples out there that can't park and we're going to teach them to park properly.
Let's hope he's not bitten off more than he can chew.
I'm the super instructor. Yeah, the parking doctor. Now that sounds a bit tacky, that does, doesn't it?
Let's just call him the Professor of Parking. His first bad parker is 58-year-old retired model Janice.
My parking is awful. My friends have only seen me hit a barrier, so they know I'm bad. And one, I absolutely demolished a wall at work.
Oh, hit the bush. Never mind.
Janice has booked 2 hours with Andy to try and turn herself from parking disaster to parking master.
Hello.
How'd you do?
Nice to meet you.
And yourself?
I am slightly nervous because I can't park to save my life, I'm afraid.
Right, OK. This should be fun.
Janice's parkophobia is a daily ordeal for her, as it is for so many of us. 10 minutes in, and the Vauxhall Corsa is still doggedly trying to parallel park.
Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on!
0 points for parking, full marks for perseverance.
She's not giving up! She is not giving up!
Janice is starting with the basics, reversing, the bedrock of parking.
That's it. We're just reversing in a straight line. We don't want it looking like a snake going down the road. Sounds easy, but is it?
Don't like this. I don't like this at all.
I've seen straighter perms.
Oh, there's somebody coming. There's a runner. 10 points for him.
If we stop there a minute,
Yeah.
what we've done is slowly come across to the right-hand side of the car park. Bay Park's going to be fun, isn't it?
It's going to be very interesting.
Whilst Janice struggles to simply reverse,
Keep going! Keep going! Go on!
there are millions of us all over the country in a pickle about parking. And parking problems are not just confined to our cities. They reach the most remote parts of our green and pleasant land, even deepest Cornwall. This is Levant Mine, To local resident Sue, it's a slice of heaven.
This was my dream home. When I first looked over the gates, looked down this pathway then, and I thought, oh, this is magic, magical.
It's a tranquil home to John too.
It was quiet. There was very little traffic, very little noise. You just were on your own. It was beautiful.
They both moved here seeking the good life. Instead, they found themselves unwilling extras in their own period drama.
Since Poldark arrived, it's become a nightmare.
A parking drama. Since the BBC used Levant Mine as a location for Poldark, tourists are now pouring down this once sleepy lane, headed to a tiny National Trust car park that can't handle the volume of cars.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, 400 to 500 cars a day are coming down this little lane, causing me huge parking issues.
Poldark may be a hit show elsewhere, but in this narrow Cornish lane, it's officially the least popular TV show.
What I have to put up with every day.
It is a nightmare. They don't know how to drive. They're from perhaps the cities. A narrow lane to them is something they may not have ever seen.
John is so incensed. He's protecting his patch, armed with a camera.
Hey, what you doing on my grass?
Your grass?
Yes, my grass.
About that.
It's a privately owned road as well.
Tell me about that.
Just reverse back, mate. You can't go forward. And they're just stuck here now. None of them are able to drive. There are a few arguments. They simply can't understand why I dare to stand out in front of them and point out that their driving could be improved. There's a chap here who won't reverse back because he probably doesn't know how to. And that's the way it is. More cars up the road.
Here's the problem. As you can see, please don't park here.
With Poldark's popularity ever growing, the problem is only going to get worse.
It is not a tranquil place anymore. It's not quiet. It is noisy. It is smelly. It just isn't paradise anymore.
The parking protector is staying put. John is going to fight on.
Why don't you reverse back into the space you're meant to reverse into?
But Sue has jumped ship before she loses her mind.
Here comes a car now coming up here. It's going to think I'm totally mad. The whole thing is just mad. And I'm going mad. Hence, that's why I rented out my cottage. I thought, I can't stay here anymore before I am carried off in a straitjacket.
Sue and John have repeatedly protested to the National Trust about their parking hell, but so far their gripes have fallen on deaf ears. Until the BBC cancels Poldark, they're just going to have to live with it. Back in London, our intrepid parkers are also losing their minds. Anyone who has ever tried to park in London knows it can take forever.
Oh, I really don't want to park. It's actually making my heart palpitate.
As Glenn, Lizzie and Tim are finding out.
Is this the right way?
I don't know! Where we're going now?
Are you going to park along here?
Now the hard part starts.
There is nowhere to park.
Park, do you?
Oh, how are you, man?
Just get out of the car now.
Residence parking.
That's double yellow. Residential permit holders only.
Resident permit for... Oh my gosh, what is going on here?
Parking has got that much harder since the invention of residence parking schemes. Good for residents, bad for the rest of us.
Residents?
There's nowhere to park.
This may take a while. A parking plague is sweeping our nation. With 75% of us affected, incidents of parking rage are on the rise.
Jesus.
Like this lady. She is taken to a parked car with a pole.
That's a part of her bed.
Oh my God. Did she actually put dents in the car?
I told you. Yeah, I think they're with them, isn't they, in the car?
Nowhere is parking rage more prevalent than neighbourhoods around airports. Local residents are angry about holidaymakers parking in their streets to avoid sky-high parking charges. And they're taking matters into their own hands. This car has come to a sticky end in a street near Liverpool Airport. In Luton, the problem is even worse. Luton Airport is one of the most expensive airports to park in the country. A 2-week stay in the on-site car park costs around £200, which has made Mossbank Avenue, a short 10-minute walk from the departure gate, a hotspot for airport parkers. Mossbank resident Tony has had enough.
I mean, it does rile you when you've got a car sort of stuck outside your house for a fortnight. Inconsiderate parking sort of nobbles you. But there have been wing mirrors broken and wipers bent. I don't agree with that at all. There's a white BMW over there. I think that's been there for quite a few weeks. But it looks like there's a new black Volkswagen been parked down there. I think they like to park and then leg it as soon as they can, in case someone actually nabs them.
Tony isn't alone in his neck curtain twitching. More than 3 million of us admit to spying on parkers in our road. But one disgruntled resident here has gone way, way further.
It looked rough, it did. Looked like the blooming Bronx in the 70s. God, all you needed was a couple of oil drums with the old fires being lit and you had to think, oh, God, where's Kojak?
It's not just airport parkers causing problems. Just down the road, fellow Luton resident Abby Mustafa has parking problems of her own.
Parking on this street, you just park wherever you can find a space. A couple of months ago, my neighbour came and knocked on my door. The first thing she said to me was, "I told you not to park your effing car outside my house." And as she was walking away from my house, she did the loopy sign.
Across the whole of Britain, neighbours are at war over parking.
When she abused me on my doorstep, I told her I would always park outside her house, and I've just kept to that. Why do I need to park half a mile down the road just because the lady opposite doesn't like me parking outside her house?
What started out as a doorstep skirmish quickly developed into full-blown warfare.
I was in my room when my daughter came into my room and said the neighbour opposite parked her car across our driveway, which has blocked my son's car in. Why would you deliberately block their car in?
Abby called for reinforcements in the shape of nephew Hakan, who's better known by another name.
I'm called the Tolk. That's the Turkish Hulk. Despite my looks, people tend to prejudge me. Big guy, I've got a beard, I've got a mohawk. I'm most definitely a family-orientated person. Any of my friends or family can call me anytime and I'll always try and help best I can. That's just how I am.
What happened next was caught on CCTV.
My son was at her door, knocking and knocking and knocking. She eventually opened the door with her boyfriend.
I looked at him and I just said, "Mate, are you going to move your car?" He turned around and said, "No." So I said it again, "You either move your car or I'm going to move the car."
By the way, don't try this yourself, if you even could.
He literally just put his hands underneath the car, lifted it up and started moving it away from my driveway.
It wasn't my intention to pick it up and move it, to be honest with you. It just started moving. So I went with it and I just started pushing.
I didn't realise my nephew was that strong.
The Talk's incredible feat has got him some attention.
I've had plenty of phone calls, text messages from all over the place asking me if I can come help move cars, and I've had some funny requests actually from some females.
I was really proud. That was my nephew that come to save me, my hero.
Over in Mossbank Avenue, Tony is still twitching. He's not watching bird life. He's spying on airport parkers.
Have some respect for the residents around here. If you can afford a holiday, you can afford to pay parking charges.
Recently, cars have been vandalised here. But none of the vigilantism has done anything to solve the parking crisis.
I think it'll need someone with a bit more brains than myself to sort this one out. What you really need is people talking to each other, you know, sort of neighbours and the council.
He's had enough. He's summoned the people with the real power, the council. Councillor Terry Keynes is as worried about the airport parkers as Tony.
When I was elected between 2.5 to 3 years ago, I was informed that there was a problem in this area. I think it will get worse.
Oh, well, now we've actually nabbed a councillor.
Yes.
If you made this residents parking only, I mean, it would stop all this. Put a few signs up, get the old traffic wardens round. It'd stop it overnight.
Yeah, it's money. Boils down to money in the end.
You say they haven't got the money. Well, make the scheme pay. We're run by a bunch of amateurs.
I think you might be a bit harsh.
Yeah, but people say it's only parking. But if you start on these little problems, you might actually get something done.
It looks like Luton's resident parking hell isn't going anywhere soon. Maybe they need to hire the Tulk.
I definitely think people go a bit crazy over parking sometimes. I think people get attached to parking spaces, especially outside their own houses. They feel like they're entitled to it. My message to anyone who is looking to start any trouble is basically don't.
Down the M4 in Cardiff, another parking hero is fighting injustice. Sue Pryor is not your average housewife. She's a British bulldog, or Welsh dragon.
I don't watch EastEnders or any nonsense like that, right? So I come here of an evening and I'll be doing my little parking thing, you know?
Sue's little parking thing is to help disgruntled people across the UK fight their parking fines.
Everywhere I look, I find fraud. And I like making these companies pay.
Sue runs a Facebook group with over 2,000 followers, offering advice and support to you and I.
I want to cut their legs out from the parking company. Why are these private companies going after £100? Who the hell can afford to pay £100 straight off these days, right? I don't pay because I think, do you know what? Kiss my fat rear.
Almost every day, Sue is in and out of court defending people like Daniel Davis. Daniel found Sue through her group. He needs her help to dispute a parking ticket he received outside his own apartment.
There was an email sent one evening when they were all settled in, PJs, bottle of plonk, whatever, saying, park elsewhere, right? Next morning, got up, ticket on the car. They've given less than 12 hours notice. They're changing it and issued a ticket, and now he's going to court. Oh, are you Daniel?
Yeah, I am.
Hello, I'm
How are
Sue.
you?
I think I've helped up to 1,000 people. You're not a criminal, do you know? What we're actually going to court for is a perceived debt. They say you've done something, prove it.
I'm starting to feel a bit nervous now.
Using years of parking know-how, Sue exploits loopholes in the law. She's only lost one case. Today isn't any different.
So,
Perfect.
there we are. Amazing. Well
Thank
done,
you
dude.
ever
It's
so
all
much.
done.
Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, no worries. Anytime. Well, preferably, don't park,
Don't
you
do-
know.
yeah.
Don't park like
Don't
a
do it
plonker.
again.
I cannot explain how gleeful I feel.
Sue's absolutely crazy, but I wouldn't change her for the world.
My friends think I'm mad, but I need it. I need parking. God, I might even be able to give up smoking one day for parking. Do you know? Because, I mean, Jesus, I don't want to eat anymore. I'll just carry on doing what I'm doing and helping as many people who got unfair tickets.
30 miles down the road in central London, stress levels are rising. Glenn, Lizzie and Tim have been on the road for nearly an hour.
Down there, there's a pay point.
Oh my God.
With an estimated 7 million parking spaces in this city, you'd think it'd be easy. It's anything but, and patience is wearing thin.
Residents again, so we can't even park here.
Over a third of London drivers have abandoned a journey and gone home because of parking frustration.
There, stick it in there.
Right.
Whoa!
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? You've only hit that car, man. Reverse.
But it's getting muggle close.
Bang.
I'd rather fry bacon with no clothes on than ever have to do that again. That was absolutely horrific.
Lizzie is still seeking a space. The never-ending quest for parking can sometimes feel like the search for the Holy Grail.
Oh my God. I just literally want to park on the high street and jump out.
Is that a space there? There's one there, there's one there. No, it's resident and permit holders again.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's this bit. This bit's resident. Lizzie, go.
When you find a space, it can feel like you've won the lottery. A precious gift from the parking gods.
It was very lucky today. There's not many more around here. Most of it's resident parking. Unless you want to spend £1 million on a house in London, you can't park generally.
Lizzie, go, go, go. That's one. Pay here. Yes, yes. Go, go, go.
Oh my God, that was an accident.
Boom. That was stressful. The parking bit was more stressful than the driving.
Yeah, definitely. There's nowhere to park anywhere, and I bet it's about £20 for an hour.
Probably.
How much was it?
£1.45 for the 5 minutes I've been sat there.
£4.60 an hour.
Parking in London is the second most expensive in the world, after New York.
You can rent a house in Thailand for less than the price of parking here.
You could buy a space. A spot on this street will set you back as much as £350,000.
You can't park here. Residential permit holders only.
So you've just bought a ticket and we can't park here?
In Weston-super-Mare, it's still bank holiday bedlam. But the Terminator is back, on the prowl for parking felons.
Excuse me, sir. Hello, sir.
Hi, bud.
Yeah, just let you know, unfortunately not parked in the marked bay. Obviously, this is quite a busy car park, so you do need to move on, OK, if that's all right?
Yes, that's fine.
That's fine, yeah. Thank you very much for that. Yep.
Eagle-eyed Dan has spotted another serious parking crime. A Porsche parked outside of a bay on yellow hatching.
This vehicle parking here is not only inconsiderate, but it's quite dangerous. I just can't believe someone would park like this next to a disabled space. It's quite shocking, really. When I see any vehicle illegally parked, I always try and put myself in their shoes, and I can never understand it. This one really frustrates me. It's just really inconsiderate.
Steady on, Dan. You'll do yourself a mischief.
It's all about thought and consideration, and unfortunately, this driver has given no thought and consideration to anybody else but himself. So I'm sure he'll be kicking himself in the teeth when he has received a fine, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's just a nice car, but unfortunately, nice cars don't give people the right to park where they like. It's not the vehicle's fault, it's the driver's fault. It's just the golden rule. Park legally and lawfully, and you won't be issued a fine. Good one.
Parking wizard Andy is on a mission to teach Britain to park, and he is busy schooling one of the nation's most tragic parkers. Janice. It's time for the dreaded Bay Park.
We're going to go in between those two cars.
Oh my goodness, that's a bit...
The thought of bay parking leaves many of us in a cold sweat.
My problem's so large. It's really crap at parking. I can only go in forwards. I cannot reverse park.
But Janice isn't the only one who struggles to bay park. In Hereford, this lady is making a complete dog's dinner of bay parking, bashing the surrounding cars in her desperation to escape.
It's losing its temper in the paint.
If you think it's getting harder to park, you're right. And it's probably not your fault. Over the last 20 years, the average car has grown in length by 6 inches and width by 3 inches. Janice hasn't bay parked in years. This could be a big moment for her.
We're getting quite close now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it. Oh, gosh, yeah. I haven't hit anything yet.
But you have to brake to stop. That was fun. That was an experience.
Hope you enjoyed that.
Janice. Lovely Janice.
We didn't quite get Bay Park right to start off with, but eventually we actually got it in. She was chuffed.
It might not be the best attempt at bay parking, but for Janice, it's a major triumph.
I'm looking forward to having a go myself. I feel a renewed confidence in my ability to park.
But one woman in North London is fighting to park something completely different. In the war on parking, some of us have found ways to avoid the pain. Like cycling, yoga, and walking. Hackney resident Brenda Puch likes nothing more than tending to her plants. But not in her garden. In her residence parking bay.
I think we all have a right to communal use of space rather than space being used for only private storage of cars.
Brenda went online to apply for a permit. There were options for every brand of car, but none to park a bench. So she emailed her cheeky request direct.
The response I got was no. I decided to do it anyway. The response was, yeah, well, it was amazing.
I really like it because there's a cute teddy bear on it. I want this to be our new home. I like the flowers and an umbrella. It's like a parking space for people.
Probably 1 out of hundreds has said, well, this is a parking space.
As a driver that lived here, I'd be very upset.
He's not the only one. The local council weren't best pleased with Brenda's little stunt.
In less than 4 weeks, the council had put a notice up on the bay, and the notice said, would the owners of these items please remove them from this parking bay, otherwise Hackney Council will have no option but to remove them and dispose of them.
No one should take this down because people put a lot of effort into this. I voted to stay.
I'm glad that Brenda's persevering with the council in such a better way of using this space that really we can all own.
Oh, that is so lovely to see. Do people really enjoy themselves in a car parking space?
I would like to see them set up a permit system so that people can apply online for a communal parklet in the same way that you can apply for a car parking permit.
Turns out, Hackney Council already have some parklets of their own.
What Brenda wanted to achieve is what we're all trying to achieve in Hackney.
Whilst they may not have approved of her vigilante methods, she's got them thinking.
Brenda's opened up the discussion around, can residents do this? And how can we enable our residents to do this? Sometimes residents do need to take that sort of action.
Go, Brenda.
If you want to change things, you have to ruffle feathers.
It's nearing the end of a busy day in Weston, and it's not a happy ending for one parker. On busy days like today, they park cars on the beach. But parking on Weston Beach isn't without its hazards.
Right, well, we're on our way to Royal Sands. Just had a report that a vehicle has driven onto the beach and have gone beyond the deep mud signs and could be stuck in the mud.
Big mistake. One parker has gone feral and parked outside of the designated parking zones. I've got a sinking feeling about this one.
The call went out from the owners of the vehicle and Western Recovery were brought to the scene. I think, were you called in last night?
Yeah, we come down early hours of, last night, 10:30.
There we
come
are.
Back at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
They were too late then, it was under the tide already by then.
So it's a write-off, really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, they were down here on holiday.
Yes. On holiday?
Yeah, so we took them back to their hotel last night. And
yes.
Not a great end to their holiday, really.
I think you've got to know the beach. The rise and fall of the tide here in Weston-super-Mare is the second highest rise and fall in the world. Owners of cars that drive and ignore our signs end up in mud.
They don't call it Western Super Mud for nothing.
Well, there we are. Complete write-off. Nice motor car. Gone. I'm afraid it's a very expensive car, and obviously the owner didn't think.
Despite the warnings, cars being stranded on the beaches of Weston is an almost daily occurrence.
It's very easy for us, we know this place. I understand that youngsters come down here and they don't know. And the last thing you want is for someone to have made a mistake and for something awful to happen. Cars can be replaced, lives are a bit different, aren't they?
Just another day of parking hell. The Department for Transport recently cited research which claims the average driver spends 106 days during their lifetime looking for parking spaces. Many of us just don't have the patience and try to find shortcuts.
People don't care where they park, they just will park anywhere.
As individuals, we become completely self-centred.
That's causing havoc across the country.
It's just chaos.
Anyone and everyone out for themselves.
Choking our roads with congestion.
Too many cars for too little spaces.
And generally making our lives a misery.
It's just a nightmare, isn't it?
Nowhere is it more evident than in our car parks. And here in Britain, it's the parents and child bays that are the most vulnerable to selfish parking. The extra-wide parking spaces are vital for parents trying to extract their screaming babies or deal with tempestuous toddlers. And with nearly 700,000 babies born last year and around 7.5 million under 10-year-olds, these spaces are in demand. Yet 1 in 10 of us admit to parking in them, without a child in sight. Young mother Lisa Mallion is determined to change that.
Right then, what else can we find that's purple? So I didn't know this was a problem at all until I was 8 months pregnant, and I'd left my car, I'd gone back to my car, and I thought there is no way that me and this bump are getting into the driver's seat. Shall we park over here where there's lots of space? I couldn't get in the passenger seat either, which left me with one option, to go through the boot. And I thought, I'm scared of putting my unborn child in danger, trying to, be a car park contortionist. And it was at that point that I thought, right, here we go, this has to change.
From her South London home, Lisa single-handedly launched the Give Me Space campaign 2 years ago. She now has over 4,000 supporters helping her to spread the word across the country.
They've signed the petition, so we're going to be taking this petition to government to ask them to actually now create a law. There's not enough spaces dedicated to parents and children.
Lisa spends her days generating support, lobbying government and roaming the car parks of South London, educating us motorists in the importance of parent and child bays.
You see non-families using these spaces all the time. When I can, I'll go up to them and I'll ask them why they're parking here without a child. So a lady's just parked there, she's got a car seat but no child, so I'm just going to educate her about parking in these spaces. Hello! Excuse me, can I just talk to you about the fact that you've parked here without a child?
I'm going to pick up my child there.
OK, but you've not got a child now?
Yeah, but then he's shopping with my sister, so I'm picking them up.
The problem with people misusing these spaces is that they're putting a child's life at risk. It's the importance of actually parking in these spaces when you have children.
Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, can I give one of them for you to take away? Generally, they tell me a cock and bull story of why they're in the space, is when the reality is they're for people who need the spaces to keep their family safe.
Stealing a parent and child space isn't against the law. Currently, it's more of a moral issue than a legal one.
Hello, sir. I was just wondering if you've got a child with you.
A child?
Yeah.
Yes, my wife could be in the shops.
Yeah, could be in the shops. Is she?
Why is this? Are you a police person?
I might be, yeah. I'm a mum of a child and I really want to keep my child safe, and people misusing the spaces. Just because you've got a car seat in your car does not mean you can park here without a child. The people that park in parent and child spaces know exactly what they're doing.
That's all I have to say.
But the reality is, sir...
Hold on a second. My kid, she's 8 years old, she's with my wife. Thank you very much.
Why isn't she at school, sir? Every time I approach somebody about parking... Do you want to take one of the education packs? I'm faced with the same type of person. Generally, men are worse than women. They think they're entitled to something that they're actually not entitled to.
You are not a policeman. You are not in any position to tell me whether a child exists or not. So you better stop it.
Should we do you a deal?
I don't need a deal.
Don't park here again, sir, without a child.
I hate people like you. Go to hell.
You are an ugly woman, look at this.
I'm ugly. You're vile and you're lazy.
You are ugly.
It's really fantastic when people do back you up.
We just want to have a baby, we want to park, and sometimes you can't park and then you see him getting out of his car and walking into the shops. And it's so frustrating, and they're always the one who gives you abuse. But I just have to do it back because it makes me feel better. I can't let them walk off and just not say something. Makes me shake with anger.
Nobody likes being told that they're doing something wrong. All I'm doing is educating people that they shouldn't park there. There's all these other spaces in the car park that they could have used.
So your daughter...
Stop harassing me.
No, I'm not harassing you, madam. Are you in a space that's designed for children? So you're going to wait in the car for your sister now? Come out of the car and tell us why you're parking here. Sorry?
For me, I'm extremely passionate about it. I know that this campaign is going to create change, and I won't stop until it does.
Shame on you, lady.
They say the road to hell is paved with selfish parkers. And nowhere are our roads more hellish than our school gates. There are currently over 32,000 schools here in the UK and more than 8 million pupils. With around half of our school children being driven to the school gates, that's a lot of cars need parking. Every working day, around 8:30 in the morning and 3:30 in the afternoon, Britain is bedlam.
People do stop on the zigzags, on any kind of yellow lines, pavements. It's almost as if the world owes them a living kind of attitude.
The parking is horrendous. I don't think it's safe, and I think it's absolutely crazy.
It's dog eat dog, and the selfish behaviour of some parents is driving others mad.
It's just a quick rant. Outside schools, you've got them great big yellow zigzag lines, and this sign's up, no parking, no parking. So why do you park on the yellow zigzag lines when kids is coming out of school? I'm getting right wound up with it.
But there's one street in Essex where it's arguably the worst in the country. Most of the time, Sawyers Hall Lane in Brentwood is a haven of calm and suburban tranquility. But for 2 hours a day, it's absolute carnage. There are an unbelievable 6 schools on this road, along with 2 care homes, an ambulance station, a doctor's surgery, a community hall, and a Buddhist commune.
One lunatic decided to put 6 schools in one road, which is a dead end.
I cannot imagine any place more horrible than this when it comes to parking.
The half-mile, no-through road has become a highway of horror. A frenzy of furious cars all in desperate pursuit of parking.
It's just horrendous. People park on double lines, zigzags, anywhere they can.
It's so crazy around here that we have no choice but to park on double yellow line. Am I going to be in trouble for that?
There's no other places to park sometimes. We got about 4 tickets last year.
I think 3 times I pay penalty, £70. I have to park on double yellow line.
Parking is a competitive sport, and some parents have taken to arriving before the school bell tolls.
In order to pick a child up at 3:20, you need to be here at 2:20.
It's horrible. I have to come here an hour early to find parking. While I'm waiting on the car, I read my Bible. No! An hour that cannot be wasted.
That's what we do every day.
So it's hell for parents. But imagine if you lived here.
Yeah, it must be a nightmare. I wouldn't like to live around here, basically.
Across Britain, residents and parents are at war.
So there's my vehicle. This is theirs on the school run. And that's the gap to play with. You shouldn't be blocking access to vehicles.
Okay?
Yes,
why are you doing that? Why?
And for the people who live off Sawyers Hall Lane, it's a daily nightmare.
It's mayhem.
Absolutely mayhem.
You can have anything up to 30 to 40 cars down there at a really bad time.
Everybody around here cannot get out of their own driveways.
Their attitude is disgusting. They have no respect for the residents there.
How do you expect children to have respect for anything when their parents are flouting all the rules?
The residents of Treetops, a cul-de-sac off Sawyers Hall Lane, are not going to take it sitting down.
I've been in correspondence with Essex County Council. He says very often the CEOs approach a vehicle and upon starting the PCN issue process, the vehicle drives simply away. Therefore, long-term, it has no real impact as the parents simply return the next day or the day after. What I'd translate is, yes, we know about it, and basically we're ineffective. There should be vigilance and a determination to wipe out the problem.
We won't go away because it's an ongoing situation. It's not getting better, it's getting worse.
It's like the Wild West out there. And there's a feeling that if something is not done soon, a tragedy is just around the corner.
It's dangerous. You worry every day about kids getting knocked down.
Cars going up, cars going down, cars trying to pull out. It's dangerous. It is so dangerous.
On one of these days, in the not too far distant future, someone is going to get killed.
More than 500,000 collisions happened around our schools in a 5-year period, resulting in around 85,000 child casualties. But in Kingston, one innovative man is determined to stop this in its tracks. Father of 3, Yannick Reid, came up with an ingenious plan to try to combat the threat of dangerous parking outside his own kids' local school.
My daddy is quite different to other people's dads. He's someone who likes inventing.
Inventing what exactly?
There it goes. The type of inventor I am is more Heath Robinson than James Dyson. If I see something wrong, I want to get something done about it.
Oh, here comes the car.
His inventions are a lot of the time really fun. He's helped the world.
Have you guessed what it is yet?
Up she goes.
It's a pop-up zebra crossing, of course.
If I saw an unsightly erection like this on the street, I would really, really like it. And I would stop, for sure. So it's inflatable. It just kind of, you switch it on and they inflate and then...
They're funny. Oh, it looks great.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
I moved here about 8 or 9 years ago. Very soon after we moved in, a child was run over just outside the school.
The school applied to the local council for a zebra crossing, but were turned down on grounds of cost. So Yannick decided to stage a little protest.
I really believe in direct action, and I thought, right, I can do something about this. I don't need to spend £115,000 to do a zebra crossing. I got some old bits of lino, some drain pipes and some yellow party balloons and rigged up this pop-up zebra crossing. It looked so great and worked so well that the press came and took some photographs, and of course the local authority got wind of that. And lo and behold, a real zebra crossing got put in.
Success. But fast forward to today, and parents are now parking on the zebra crossing. So Yannick has put his thinking cap back on.
This is the latest contraption in the war against illegal parking and stopping outside the school. Cardboard cutout policeman. There's a CCTV camera here blinking that doesn't actually have any film in it, but does the job of looking like it does. Poster that says what it's all about, and then a bit of fun, a blue flashing light. So it's not, I don't think that's illegal. I think if it was on a car, it would be, but I think we're okay. I'm confident that people will notice it. It looks pretty odd. But, you know, if it stops one person from stopping on the zebra crossing, then it's worth the 50 quid we spent on it.
We'll see how he gets on when he trials it later. Down the road from Kingston, young mother Lisa Mallion is planning her own campaign. She's lobbying for rules and regulations around parent and child parking.
This is the dedicated Facebook page for the Give Me Space campaign, and here people share their experiences of people misusing family bays. There's an example here of a van leaving just a ridiculous amount of space. There's no way she's going to be able to get back into that car.
Lisa wants more parent and child spaces, and for us to stop misusing them.
The problem with people misusing these spaces is that there's no rules. So all they see is a sign saying parent and child parking. That doesn't say to them that they're going to be fined if they park there. They just see it as, I can get away with this.
Today, Lisa has taken on her toughest challenge yet at a supermarket in Sutton, South London.
So I went on the Facebook group and asked mums, where are the worst perpetrators? Where are you finding it really difficult to get parked in parent and child spaces? So here we are.
The rules around parent and child parking are confusing and differ across the country and from one supermarket chain to the next. But nabbing a parking space without a child in this car park could cost you a fine of £70 if you get caught.
Excuse me, madam, do you have a child with you? Yeah. OK. Where is it? Oh, OK, cool, thank you.
But many childless motorists are prepared to chance it. They may regret that. Lisa is on the loose.
Excuse me, madam. Did you know that they issue fines for parking here without a child?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you've not got a child with you?
Yes.
Do you know how much the fine is?
Oh.
£70?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you're going to leave them for parents in the future with
Yes.
of young children? Okay,
Yes.
fair enough, thank you.
No, it's not right place to park here. We should park somewhere else without having children. I feel sorry.
Where's your child?
Going to pick him up inside there now.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Well, we're going to stay here. It's a £70 on the spot fine, so you're definitely picking a child up.
Hopefully.
Okay. Excuse me. I've just spotted that you're in a parent and child space.
Okay.
And you're on a work day with no children.
Okay. I'm moving the car now.
Okay. Do you think it's all right to park here?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. It was basically, as I said, my equipment was so heavy, I parked as near as possible, and the first opportunity that came out, I was going to move the car, which I'm doing now.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate
So I apologise
you.
that, and I totally understand where you're coming
I really
from.
appreciate your response to having spoken to you.
I've got no argument.
Yeah,
I've got no argument.
That's good.
I'm in the wrong, and I'm moving the car.
Lovely, thank
All right.
you so much. Yeah.
For me, I was laying up some heavy equipment, and I needed to be near. Didn't want to be too far away from the area that I was going to. But you're right, it's for children and families, and people shouldn't park here. I've got no argument.
Yeah.
It seems her message is starting to get through.
He said he was sorry, and that's good. While I was speaking with the guy, the 3 grown men in the blue car actually decided that the risk was too high, so they decided to drive off. If they were policed, nobody would be parking in these spaces, especially with a £70 fine. What we're finding today is that people are actually sorry for parking there, which is good. It's progress. You know, smiles and apologies, which is really refreshing for me fighting this campaign.
Lisa is changing mindsets in this one car park. But with over 14,000 supermarkets around the country, it's going to take a lot of Lisas to really make a difference. She may need to look to the capital and the Houses of Parliament. Amongst the most abused parking spaces in Britain are disabled bays.
People who park on disabled place is not very good because for disabled people it's very difficult.
Around 12 million motorists park their cars illegally in disabled spaces each year. Across the country there are 37,000 disabled parking bays. Doesn't matter whether you're a Premiership footballer or the Queen, it's an offence for anyone to park in one without displaying a valid blue badge. John Terry was accused of foul play when he parked his £200,000 Range Rover in a disabled bay in London. Crawley in Sussex has a population of 110,000, and with Gatwick Airport on its doorstep, it has a major parking shortage. Luckily, Crawley has CEO John. John cares about his hometown so much that at nearly 60, he came out of retirement to retrain as a CEO.
So even though I retired, I couldn't just literally sit about.
He wanted to tackle one of his big bugbears, disabled parking abuse.
I think of all the contraventions, the one that gets me back up a bit more is the disabled bay parking. They're there for a reason, for disabled people that have a need. When you see a vehicle in there with no blue badge shown, they should not be there, so it's an instant ticket. Got a van unloading in a disabled bay.
What's happening? I am sorry,
Can I give you that?
No.
Yeah, you're in a disabled bay.
Yeah, I am sorry. Please, boss.
No, you're in a disabled bay and you're unloading. You shouldn't be in here, OK? I'm sorry, but that's clearly marked on the sign.
I am delivered 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You don't have a blue disabled badge. It's the
disabled.
It's there, look. Disabled people
I know. That's all right. 5 minutes, no problem.
No 5 minutes. Not allowed at any time. It's an instant notice if you're parked in a disabled bay, OK? It's an instant ticket. He's preventing someone disabled from using this bay. They just don't give a damn about the disabled person, and they come running back. I've only been a minute, and all the rest of it, and they start arguing the toss, but, they haven't got a blue badge, they shouldn't be there.
To park in a disabled bay, you need to have a blue badge as proof of a disability.
Everywhere I seem to go, people don't give a monkeys about a disabled bay.
I know.
They don't piss me off. I think it's the world we live in, isn't it? I think people don't care.
I mean, they're for disabled people.
Hopefully we can nail these sods, Good luck, fellas.
You're in a disabled bay. You're in a disabled bay. And that one there. OK.
But you can get a ticket, even with a blue badge.
It needs to be turned over. It's not facing up. We can't see the date because you haven't displayed the badge correctly. That's why you've got the ticket, so it needs to be turned over.
For like that.
It's not displayed correctly. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It could be out of date.
I don't understand. Leave the camera. Leave the camera. Leave it.
Can't speak to you when you're like that. Okay. You can't reason with people when they're all hyped up like that. So it's not what they want to hear. They just want to hear that you're going to take the ticket away and cancel it, but which we can't do. Throw the ticket on the ground, shout abuse, they're not paying it, I'm not going to pay it, all sorts of baloney like that, so it just doesn't wash.
The abuse of blue badges is out of control, with an estimated half of them being used illegally. If you're caught committing this type of fraud, you can be prosecuted and fined up to £1,000.
Controlling the parking in the town is a constant battle. It's a game of cat and mouse,
Parking enforcing is demanding work, but it has its perks.
Doing a role helps you feel a bit younger than what you are and keeps you fit and healthy. I've probably gone down a trouser size, so I've had to pull my belt in a little bit tighter now. I like to snack when I'm walking around, but I snack on me nuts. Edit that. At the end of the day, when you finally get to sit down, you really feel you've deserved to sit down, so you've earned it. So.
He may have finished for today, but tomorrow will bring more challenges for this CEO and more people parking illegally in disabled bays.
What is she doing, like?
Our parking problems aren't just the fault of selfish parking.
Oh my God.
As a nation, we waste nearly 20% of valuable on-street parking through parking ineptitude.
She's got a big dent in her bonnet there.
If we all parked a little better, thousands more spaces would be available, and our lives would be that much easier. Like this driver, some of us badly need to learn to park. Luckily, help is on hand. There's one man who has made it his mission to teach people to park. Meet Andy Bennett.
I think as a nation, we do have a lot of people that are bad at parking, and I'm here to sort it.
His pupil today is 28-year-old poet and musician Abdi, but we'll call him by his other name.
My nickname is Diamond because I used to wear a lot of diamond rings. I would definitely describe my parking as terrible. awful. I actually think I'm the worst parker anywhere in the country. Maybe there's someone who's worse than me in Dagenham, I'm not sure. Oh, crap. Biggest weakness is parallel parking. When I tried to parallel park once, I opened the window and an elderly lady said to me, "Well, you're a terrible driver, you are." And I said, well, I agree with you there.
Diamond has booked 2 hours with Andy to turn his parking from tragic to magic.
Hello there.
Are you okay today?
I'm very well, thank you. I don't think I'm a good parker.
So you're talking about parallel parking?
Parallel parking, yes.
OK.
It strikes fear in many hearts, not just Diamond's. Almost half of us drive beyond our destination to avoid parallel parking. A third of us admit to asking a friend or family member to park for them. If we could all parallel park, it would help save time, money, and stress. And the key to being able to parallel park is to master reversing.
OK, so reverse.
Yet reversing is one of the top 10 reasons for us failing our driving tests.
I think we need to turn soonish.
Okay.
Now, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So if I go, I'm gonna keep going straight.
Diamond's reversing is not exactly sparkling.
And then the next ones are...
Well, it looks like we're not going to get the next ones.
We're not.
Can you see them?
Oh, we're not now.
Oh dear, that's not a great start. Diamond's in the rough.
I think we're gonna miss those ones as well. Oh dear.
Go on, keep coming round. And what we'll do is we'll miss them too, and we'll get to the next ones.
The next ones, OK, so...
And a bit of grass tracking at the minute.
I've lost 2 points. I've never put so much into parking. Oh my God.
Yeah, that'll do us. That's it.
Relax. Oh, wow. Slightly more nervous now, Andy, I'll be honest with you.
We'll see Diamond attempt to parallel park later. In Kingston, inventor Yannick Reid is hoping to make positive changes too. He's already come up with the pop-up zebra crossing.
You don't get many of these.
And he's in the Guinness Book of World Records, twice.
I built the world's smallest caravan. And I also built the world's loudest bicycle horn.
Now he wants to put the kibosh on selfish parking outside his local school.
The problem with parking around schools is a nationwide problem. So I have built another contraption to try and police the zebra crossing, and it's literally police it.
Today he's going to trial his latest creation, the silent policeman.
People might say, well, you know, you're sticking your nose into people's business and all this is very eccentric and sort of balmy, but there's actually, you know, there's a serious story behind it. So, yeah, it does wind me up, yeah, for sure.
As many as 1,000 children a month are injured on roads around British schools, including this one.
We all assumed that getting the zebra crossing installed would be the end of the story and that would provide a kind of sanctuary on the road for kids to cross, but unfortunately, some people have just used it as kind of, you know, empty space in the road to park.
Just as the school bell rings...
Right, that's ready.
The silent policeman is ready for action.
Well, it's generating a bit of interest, isn't it, already?
Oh, God.
Which is good. Drivers now, really annoyingly, park on the zebra crossing, so we built this to try and make them feel embarrassed about it. Yeah.
Have you made this?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. I've become like a proper busybody.
Yannick can't help himself. He's spotted a selfish parker.
I'm one of these terribly embarrassing dads. The problem we have now is that cars stop on the zebra crossing, like you were stopped. Usually they just look at me in a sort of bewildered way, like, who is this nut job coming to sort of talk to me in my car? No, I know that parking is a problem. Parking is a problem. You know, we've had a kid knocked over here. It's really serious, you know, so we're trying to kind of just raise awareness that, you know, it's important and, you know, we want to keep all the kids safe. Thank you.
If the silent policeman does his job, Yannick won't have to be an embarrassing dad anymore.
It's really, really simple. If you have to drive your car to school, which I do sometimes, you park around the corner and you do it safely.
I'll build 12 by this time next month.
Well done.
Thank you. Does it get your thumbs up?
Oh, yes, yeah, it would definitely help. Keep going, Yannick. I think it will help. It will just make people think and be aware and think about what they're doing when they're parking their car, especially around a school.
It seemed to go down well. People seem to give it the thumbs up. Whether it stops people parking on the zebra crossing, well, we'll have to see. I may still have to talk to the occasional driver. Ask Mummy. You ask Mummy when you see her. I am proud of what I've achieved. I hope people are inspired by it. I hope that parents around the country who are facing the same kind of problems and challenges, I hope they take inspiration from it and think, you know what, we're not going to put up with this.
In South London, Mum, Lisa Mallion, is preparing to take her own fight against parking to the next level.
We've got a petition and so far 4,192 people, they've signed the petition. I don't do things by half. I really mean for this campaign to make positive change. I want government to listen.
Lisa wants to lobby government to introduce parent and child parking in all our car parks.
The Prime Minister and the Cabinet really need to listen to this campaign now, and they need to listen before something dreadful happens. Just arrived in London on my way to Westminster to talk to my local MP, Paul Scully. I think doing it in person is absolutely key. He's influential in government. He's a very good person to be taking this up with.
There's a lot riding on this meeting.
Government are going to have to listen to us, and I won't stop until it does.
If Lisa can persuade Paul Scully to support her campaign, she has a better chance of getting a bill through Parliament.
Thank you so much for coming out and talking to me. The whole reason I'm doing this is about safety. At some point, something will happen. And it will be at that point that government ministers will wish that they'd listened and that they'd really done something about this. The reality is that 83% of parents want to see government do something.
I think there's three things that I can do. The first thing is to ask a question of the Minister to get an immediate response. The second thing, I'm happy to do a longer debate. It gives me more detail and a Minister has to respond. And the third thing is retailers. I'll certainly follow that up and ask them myself.
Thank you so much.
Well done on all the hard work that you've been doing.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get a result.
Yeah, absolutely. Together we will. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I think it went really well. It's really encouraging, and it means now that we're really going to see, hopefully, ministers take notice and make positive change.
Parking causes us Brits a great deal of inconvenience. It affects so many of us every day. It's a daily ordeal for our delivery drivers.
People's attitudes is selfish almost. I think I'm going to park here. I don't care what it does to anybody else. It's just anyone and everyone out for themselves.
But for buses, it can mean the difference between running a service to time or running late, which makes unhappy customers and frustrated drivers.
Even when they park properly, it's a nightmare. But when they park bad, it's even worse.
You're just going to sit here all night, are you? He can't reverse. Are you going to sit here all night? Just go back.
One badly parked car at the side of the road brought the whole bus services to a halt. 2 hours mayhem. I think it's madness, yeah.
People do not give a damn where they park. They park on a narrow part of the road. They're just parked in bus stops.
You're literally that close to a car as you're going past them.
Frequently it drives you around the bend. You feel like it is bus drivers against the world.
This bus driver in Birmingham has found himself in a tight spot.
There's a lorry delivering beer. This stupid moron parks right opposite. And look at the cars, they can barely squeeze through. So, how's a bus meant to get through?
And in the ancient city of Bath, with its narrow historic streets attracting over 4.8 million visitors a year, it's a problem they know all too well.
In Bath, the parking is horrendous. We've got some very narrow streets. There's way too many cars and it's getting worse.
It is a battle between car driver and bus driver, yeah.
The Great British Bus has been a cornerstone of our transport system since 1895. If more people use them, there'd be less cars on our roads and less pollution.
Can't get through. It just cannot get through down there. There's not enough room.
But bus journeys in England were down 70 million last year from the year before.
Now we've got another one. Oh, great. It's always double parked.
Well, maybe this is why. When a bus can't squeeze through, there's nothing they can do but wait.
Well, this happened last week. I've had to mount the pavement to try and get around this vehicle. If you can see there, that's the gap between myself and the parked vehicle. No exaggeration, there's probably sort of centimetres either side. And if you go to the front of the bus, you can see I'm almost touching the wall there. The situation here was completely avoidable and it happens on a daily occurrence.
Beulah Stenner is on her daily route and it's an obstacle course of parked cars.
He shouldn't be parked, well, on a junction like this, he shouldn't be parked there anyway. That can be a serious issue at times.
Kelston View in Bath is a notorious street that all the bus drivers dread.
This is a bad road. We've had a few incidents where cars have been hit.
It's not just a nightmare for the drivers, it has a knock-on effect for the residents.
This is a major bus route, so you can sometimes get 2 or 3 buses coming along the road at the same time. It's just impossible for them to get past. I've had my own car hit 3 times over the last 3 years, and that really is down to the volume of cars parked and buses trying to squeeze through.
As with so many streets across the country, there are just too many cars and not enough space.
He's just had his car hit along Shaw's Way. Yet again, my wife's car got done. There you go, look at that. There you go. Is that van been hit as well? Oh, bloody hell. Oh, no.
Buses and coaches are the most common vehicles on the road to be involved in an accident. But it's not just buses. Over a third of us have had their car pranged at least once in a parking-related incident, which equates to 30% of all accidents and £2.6 billion of damage each year. Which is why parking wizard Andy is on a mission to teach Britain to park. Today he is schooling one of the nation's most tragic parkers.
Nervous, nervous, nervous.
Diamond. He's about to face his greatest fear, parallel parking.
Parallel parking. I think I've just parallel parked once in my life, and it took me about 10 or 20 minutes.
Even the most careful and experienced of us can find parallel parking a challenge. Like this hapless motorist.
She's just gonna leave it there, isn't she?
In a recent survey of 1,000 people, drivers said it takes them an average of 5 attempts to parallel park successfully. And more than 1 in 10 of us refuse to perform the manoeuvre at all, which might be the best policy for this driver. So this may sound like teaching your grandmother to suck eggs, but here are the golden rules. Stay calm and take your time. It's not a race. Be cool and composed.
Oh my days, this is
Take a few deep breaths.
Diamond, get a grip. Check the space is big enough. In an ideal world, you would want 2 foot of air at both ends.
We line up this window with the same window on that car.
Okay.
One complete revolution. That's it. Only one. That's 1 1/4. Right, there we go.
And listen to your parking sensors if you've got them. They're there for a reason.
So stop there because of the cones, because you've just hit the cones.
Oh dear,
That's where all that bleeping was.
So I actually hit the curb?
The cones.
The cones?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So what we're going to do, put it into first gear, and we're going to pull forward, but steer that way.
When your car is close to the curb, you should be clear of the car in front. Then you can turn the steering wheel to bring the front of your car parallel to the pavement.
That's it, you're in.
Wow. When it comes to parallel parking, had a few issues. I would describe myself as an okay parker. You know, I've still got some work to do.
Diamond's parallel parking leaves a lot to be desired, but there is hope for him. In a few years, all of his parallel parking misery might become a thing of the past. Self-parking cars are on the horizon, and the government claims they could revolutionise driving for all of us. Many of us live in narrow terrace streets that can't accommodate the volume of cars on our roads, and in our desperate hunt for parking, we've mounted the pavement. It's causing issues across the country.
It's an absolute nightmare. People don't think about buggies or wheelchair users. It's frustrating.
There's absolutely no need for parking like this. It's just bad parking. If I can't get through, it's really dangerous.
Especially like busy roads like this, you'd have to walk for at least a mile or so just to be able to cross safely. It is really, really annoying.
One police force has decided to do something about it.
Morning, everybody.
It's the morning briefing at Hertford Police Station, and pavement parking is a top priority.
We've already conducted a period of education. The problem still exists, therefore we will move to a more robust enforcement.
This is a serious problem, sir, and we have a plan.
They have come up with a concrete plan to tackle pavement parkers. Prams. PCSO Dubicki is taking charge.
We've come along today with Operation Pram to see how the parking is. And the cars are parked extremely close to the verge and the hedge and the fences.
Pavement parking is a grey area. It's banned in London completely, but elsewhere it's tolerated unless you're causing an obstruction. Block the pavement around Hertford and the pushy police will find you.
If there are any obstructing, we will be issuing tickets.
Able-bodied councillor Susan Rutland Barsby has come along for the ride to see what it's like for wheelchair users on our pavements.
Right, I don't know what the people who park these cars are thinking.
I'm not going to get through there.
They're probably commuters that are on the way to work and they're parked in a rush and not giving any consideration to anybody that's going to try and get through there.
With terrace streets not designed for ever-expanding cars, this area is a hotspot for pavement parking.
You're going to have to go back into the road again, I'm afraid.
And it's not easy manoeuvring this up and down the curb when you've got several vehicles parked.
Easy does it?
It was actually quite difficult when suddenly I had to be leant back to get up and down the curb. It was not a nice experience at all. I mean, I'm able-bodied, but, you know, a disabled person couldn't possibly manage all this and bumping up and down the curbs and things.
They've been unable to pass because it's such a narrow gap, so I'm just issuing a £30 fixed penalty notice for parking causing an unnecessary obstruction of the pavement.
Any cars causing an obstruction are getting a ticket, and that has got the residents' attention.
You don't want me to just leave it like that?
No, that's exactly what it's fine. Thank you, sir.
Because I'm just being responsible.
Thank you. We're just issuing tickets for cars that are obstructing the pavement, sir.
People obviously have to park and sometimes have to put a couple of wheels on the pavement, but don't park where you put other people at risk.
Local resident Mr Denton has accepted his penalty, but he's concerned that moving his car off the pavement could create another issue.
How's a fire engine going to get through that gap?
That's something that we'd need to address at that time.
Well, could you address it right now?
We're not going to address that now, sir. You still shouldn't be parking obstructing the pavement.
I get that. You fine me. I've
Okay.
my vehicle.
Okay, well, that's the end of the matter
I'd
then.
like to complain about the fact a fire
Okay,
engine can't get
that's
through
something you
there
need to take up with the council then and the Highways Agency.
That's irresponsible to leave that there, knowing an emergency vehicle, which could be one of yours, would not be able to get through there. That's correct. That is absolutely irresponsible.
I can't comment on something that hasn't actually happened.
So you're going to look at that and ignore it?
And if we get a call saying it's obstructing a vehicle, then we'll come and ticket.
I'll call you right now.
Sir, a vehicle has to be obstructing. You'd actually be making a call and you could be given a ticket for wasting police time, which is £90. I can understand the frustrating little bit. These houses were built a long time ago, and many years ago people didn't actually own cars, and now most houses have got sort of two cars, and the parking, especially in a town, is quite restricted, but we have to make sure that everyone keeps safe.
Temperatures are rising and one resident has fuelled the fire.
It's a very emotive subject. Someone has actually called the fire brigade now, and the fire brigade can't get through.
It's all well and good the police going around with a pushchair, but that's not the root of the issue. The root of the issue is things like this, as we can clearly see. Council don't want to do anything about it, the police are not interested in it. The response from the police is simply that they would only deal with that issue if and when an event happened. How do you know when a fire is going to happen? So as residents around here, we live in constant apprehension that emergency vehicles cannot safely get down the road because of inconsiderate parking such as that.
PCSO Debicki is trying to curb her anger.
I'll take it, sir. I'll do my job, thank you.
I'm asking you.
I'll do my job. I'm just waiting for the sergeant to come in. Please call the fire brigade.
I didn't call the fire brigade. One of my neighbours called the fire brigade. I did not call the fire brigade.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Go back indoors now. We'll deal with that.
Well, I'd like to watch. I'd like to see how fire engines can get through that gap.
Okay, and when a disabled person comes...
I was in the wrong, and I moved my vehicle.
Okay.
And
So you need to calm down.
I am calm.
You look very angry.
After discussions with the fire inspector, a decision has been made.
All the cars that are causing an obstruction, I'll ticket them, sir.
I'm going to look forward to watching you do that, because that's what you didn't do earlier.
Okay, because there wasn't an obstruction at the time, sir. If I say that's yours, I'll ticket yours as well.
With the fire truck now stuck, it's a no-win situation. But watch out. Pavement parking could soon be banned across the whole of the UK, and you could face a fine of £70. Britain's obsession with cars is at an all-time high. There are 10 million more cars on our roads than a decade ago. Parking them is a nightmare. When we get pipped to the post, it can make our blood boil. The love affair with the motor car is growing, and so are the cars we are buying. Why do we always think big is better? It wasn't always that way.
The little cars corner at amazing speed. They look like showing the Volkswagen and similar invaders just where they get off.
The most popular British cars have increased in size by 16% in the past 40 years. And that's just made it even harder to park. In desperation, us Brits have concreted over a staggering 7 million front gardens just to park our cars. But over in the suburban idyll of Ilford, on a street called Roll Gardens, residents are being fined for parking on them.
I'm getting a fine to keep my car on my own driveway. It's so frustrating.
The last place you expect to get a ticket is on your own drive. Overzealous wardens are penalising cars protruding onto the pavement. And the locals' patience has hit a wall.
That's it. That car there, it's just slightly over, which would get a fine if the parking attendant comes down again.
In 2017, 171 fines were handed to the people on this street, including Furdus.
My wheel has to be inside this line. I think it is in, maybe 1 inch out. I don't know if the warden will come and give a ticket for this. It's totally frustrating. I have nothing more to do than to park like this.
Town councillors Karen Packer and Ashley Kissin have been called in to help residents.
Why should I not be able to park on my own driveway?
Today they're listening to the locals, who could definitely shed a few inches off their cars.
People were coming home from work with their cars ticketed and then the next day ticketed. And so that's what started all of this off.
In some cases, it wasn't even the wheels, it was just the rear of the car was overhanging and they were being ticketed.
Even though they're overhanging, nobody is blocking the footpath.
If the two of us can get through, I'm sure somebody with a double buggy can get through.
It's just not fair on the ordinary resident.
It's total lack of common sense by the parking wardens.
But with no other option but to park on their drives, they're in a cul-de-sac.
Never in all the years I've been here have I had a ticket before. It's totally unfair.
It's a constant squeeze.
It's so hard to judge. got so close it actually banged against the wall, which is doing no good for the car or the wall. I'm not a useless woman driver, though.
It's the same story all down the street. With cars hitting walls, it creates a crushing problem.
Pop-up hood failure. And I have to go to Lexus and pay £65 to fix it. And each time I hit the wall, it will be again £65. It's frustrating.
It's a dead end. What are the residents supposed to do?
I spoke with the warden, and he says, buy a smaller car.
I don't think any traffic warden's got the right to tell anybody what car to buy. If they want to buy a tank or a Rolls Royce or a Mini, he hasn't got the right to do that.
At the moment, they seem to have stopped the ticketing, and I'm hoping it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but what is said and what happens could be two different things.
Well, we'll wait and see.
They've got nowhere to turn. Unless there is a sudden resurgence in the small car, the problem isn't going to go away. Maybe those wardens in Roll Gardens are just doing their job, protecting us from the perils of the pavement parker. Down in Southampton, Mandy and guide dog Fable
Forward again.
know those perils only too well.
Off we go then. Good girl. Off we go.
Life can be somewhat of an obstacle course for Mandy and her faithful pal Fable. It's so bad she started posting videos of the problems online.
Good work. Good girl. Find the way then. There are obviously things that are difficult to deal with, so obstructions on the pavement, such as wheelie bins. Oh, good girl. OK, can you find the way? But one of the biggest issues we come across lately is parked cars on the pavement. The biggest problem for me with it is safety. Good girl, nice work. Should we find the curb then? It forces us into the road, into oncoming traffic. I can't see it properly and make that judgment call. Lovely work. I don't think they do it on purpose to force a blind person into the traffic. I think they probably just don't think. Good girl, Fable, good girl. I can't see enough to see flashing lights or drivers waving, or even if a driver's sat in the car or not. Hey, clever girl.
And today is just like every other day.
Can you find the way? What she'll do is she'll take me to the curb. Good girl. At this point, I then need to make a judgment call as to whether the road is safe enough for us to pass the car. Fable, forward. She sat down when I asked her to go forward. So I think there was someone that was letting us go, but I couldn't really tell. I could just hear the car. So I kind of just waved to let them go past so that we had a bit more space. Forward. Keep in. That's it. And then I tried forward again, and she went, so I'm guessing there was a bigger gap between the traffic for her to get through. Good girl, nice work. Oh, you are a clever girl. Very good girl. That was a bit scary, wasn't it? A bit more adrenaline than you need on your way to work, to be fair. The heart's going a little bit. She does do me proud every single day. I keep saying, I wonder if there'll ever come a time where she doesn't amaze me. Fable, come on, let's go.
So does Mandy have a solution?
If I was a car driver and I didn't have any parking at my property, I wouldn't like the fact that I couldn't park outside it either. So I do think it's a really difficult call, but ultimately I think safety and road safety does need to come first. Good girlie.
That's problem. Get your car off my van. That's your car, it's on my van. Will you get it off? Spot the police.
But sometimes problems with parking isn't just about a lack of space.
Look at the gap. Just reverse your car up. I want to get out, man. Get your car off my van.
Driver Gary has come out to find his work van blocked in.
Get in your car, reverse it. There's a lamppost in front of me.
Whether this was inconsiderate or incapable, we'll never know. Today in Weston-super-Mare, inconsiderate parkers are out in their droves.
People seem to sort of abuse the hectic and mayhem to think that we're not out and about, but we are.
It's the beach race.
Today's a big day. Bike race is probably going to be a lot of families around here.
It's one of the largest off-road motorsport events in the UK calendar. It's high-octane, fast-paced racing all weekend. It's also one of the busiest days of the year, with 100,000 visitors and their cars filling up the town.
Is it to do with you? Yeah. I do need it moved now, mate.
The civil enforcement officers are out in force.
That's fine, Dad.
Everyone will be looking to park, whether that's for the day or settling down for the whole weekend.
You ready for the beach race?
Yeah.
You can't have you park like this. If you move it to the back and across the couple, that'll be golden. All right. Cheers, mate.
One CEO keeping the town moving is Dan.
You're not doing a nice job, but it's a job that's got to be done.
He's got one eye on the law.
There are rules, laws, and if you don't follow them, expect penalty.
And one eye out for the people.
Unfortunately, I've just noticed on your ticket, 10p.
Oh.
I know it's really stupid, but it is 10p on there. So you get another 30p ticket, maybe that will more than make up for any allowances on there. So that's all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Some people say we love getting tickets in. I generally don't. Generally don't like it.
He might come across like an angel.
Unfortunately, you can't park here, I'm afraid. There should be space further at the top. I've been called many different names. I think the best one has been, the Saint of Weston.
And doesn't he just know it?
I just happen to follow the rules, which makes me a little bit better than perhaps the next person to me.
And on busy days like today, he needs more of those. There's no room for inconsiderate parkers.
The wheels are intruding into the next day. Just going to do an issue on this vehicle for not being in the bay markings. We have signs all over the car park says, make sure you're parked in a marked bay. You can clearly see the white lines. People may see this as petty, but we can give certain leeway if the vehicle was on the white line, but if you're over it, then unfortunately you're stopping somebody else from parking. If more people were considerate, they wouldn't be issued fines.
But offenders don't see it quite as black and white.
Is that because I'm parked outside the bay, is it?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is a joke, man.
As you can tell, the driver was nappy. He knew fully well what he'd done. He said, is that because I'm out of a marked bay? As harsh as it may sound, it's his own fault for why he got the ticket. So, if people were a bit more considerate of their parking, there wouldn't be so many issues in Weston.
As a nation, we are supersizing. Our population is rising, our towns and cities are expanding, and our roads are getting busier. 76% busier than our European neighbours. New developments are multiplying across the country, and often the last thing to be accounted for is our need for car parking. There is no doubt there is becoming less and less space to park our cars. Nowhere is a lack of parking more prominent than in Southend-on-Sea.
I like to refer to it as the armpit of the East Coast, but it's gone on from there and it's become almost gentrified.
But there's nothing gentrified about this. Today, Southend is undergoing a £50 million makeover, hoping to bring this fading Victorian town into the modern age.
They're knocking that down, and that's going to be part of the development here as well.
But local business owners predict a problem.
The regeneration of the area is great, but it needs adequate parking. We're cutting spaces, we're adding to the demand, and it's going to be a disaster.
And where visitors to the town used to arrive by train or coach, times are changing.
As soon as the sun comes out, people jump in their cars and they come to Southend for a day out by the seaside. On a busy weekend, you're talking tens and tens of thousands of people come down.
For each coach, there's probably 10, 15, 20 cars.
And with an increasing lack of parking spaces, it's becoming a parking pantomime.
We're in what I call apocalypse.
It's jam-packed, bumper to bumper, with people driving around in circles, parking on double yellow lines, parking in dangerous places.
We actually get traffic jams and gridlock within the car parks themselves. What we have here is the car park's full and your cars are still coming in looking for spaces. So this scenario you see here with the cars circulating and leaving the car park, that happens everywhere. All the roads become gridlocked and the whole town comes to a standstill.
They can't find the space, and then they start parking anywhere they can find on the verge, somebody's front garden, and the queues go, the tailback goes miles out of the town.
At times it can be a complete nightmare.
And that's not all. With the introduction of the newfangled cashless parking, old pay and display machines aren't being maintained.
I believe there's 5 machines in this car park, 3 of them are out of order. But the only working meter in the middle there, you can't see that, you can't see the sign.
So with only a few working machines, once you've queued to park, you queue again to pay.
Not very visitor friendly.
And then on top of it all, they've now decided to do away with all the cash paying meters or parking machines and do them by phone. That's ever so okay for everybody who's got a phone, but I'm just one of those people who hasn't got one, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
So there you see half of a ticket machine. Now you need to have a mobile phone that's charged and you have to have a means of paying for on that phone. You have to pay how they say or you can't park.
So can we park because the machines are broken?
No, because it's got to pay by phone.
Yeah, but I haven't got a credit card, I've only got cash.
No, nobody's expected to carry credit cards.
No,
it's not mandatory.
I would advise to find somewhere else to park.
What, so leave the seafront and park somewhere else, is that what you're saying?
That's what I would advise.
Right, thank you very much for that.
It is a complete shambles and people get very, very angry. And it stops people coming back.
Southend is in decline. So, I mean, forget what the government, Brexit and all these things, it's about bloody parking. And, you know, that's the thing that does more damage to us than anything the government can throw at us.
The car is our oxygen. If we can't get cars coming here, you cut off our oxygen supply, the businesses will die out and tourism in Southend will die out.
But trying to manage our insatiable appetite for cars are our traffic wardens. And across the country, in Weston-super-Mare, the beach race is in full swing and there are ticket dodgers everywhere.
A lot of vehicles, they will knowingly park where they know there are restrictions, but as soon as they see us, they always tend to drive away extremely quickly. It's like it's Halloween or something, you know, they think we've got a really ugly mask on. Yeah, it's like Halloween every day for us. People run away from us all the time.
While some might think of Dan as scary, there's a softer side to this enforcement officer.
As I always say, we're not all bad.
More of a parking educator.
The reason why we issue fines for people that, you know, sort of parked on pavement, parked on road, is that I get a lot of complaints from mothers, particularly pushchairs and wheelchairs users, because now somebody, you know, comes along, they would be going out on the road. That's potentially endangering lives, and, you know, people, you know, shouldn't be accepting of that. Hello, sir. Yeah, is this your own vehicle? Unfortunately, you're blocking part of the pavement, so anyone with like a wheelchair or a pushchair can't get down there, so you do need to move your vehicle. Yeah. So if you move it now, then it's actually fine. Is that all right? Cheers, mate. He was very compliant, and that's what we like to see from members of the public. We just want people to be parking legally and lawfully.
You're not likely to encounter such an agreeable warden in a private car park. An increasing number of car parks across the country are now in the hands of private parking companies. It's a billion-dollar business, and we're paying the price. In Ashford, Surrey, one private car park has been dishing out tickets at an alarming rate, and the motorists have taken to filming their own evidence.
You've put a ticket on my car while I'm in the car with the engine running.
We're about to parking, man. Private. We've just turned up, mate. We've been here for 30 seconds, mate.
30 seconds?
Not even giving motorists a chance to pay to park.
Many people were wandering over to get a ticket. They didn't have enough change, go to get change, come back and they've got a ticket.
Local resident Stuart is a victim of this car park and knows how ruthless the wardens could be.
Welcome to the notorious Ashford car parking site. The signage in this particular car park is very, very confusing. What we have is a big sign up here that says you get 30 minutes free parking.
But this only applies to the front half.
The shops have the car parking facilities in the front of their shops. So you've come into the car park, you have 30 minutes free car parking. Oh look, all the bays are full, what do we do now?
Forced by a one-way system in the rear of the car park, motorists think the same rules apply. But this area was leased to a cutthroat company.
There was no solid white line to define the demarcation area.
Yeah, matey, but you don't have to stop and park without paying. Look, he's issuing a ticket to his van, look, and the man's still sitting in the van. I'm going to get a ticket.
Most private parking wardens, like these guys, work on commission.
The slightest excuse to put a penalty charge notice on your vehicle, or parking charge notice, and this company would do that.
Putting a ticket on you when I'm sat in my car, so it's cool to go and pay for it.
It's just a money-making scheme, a scam, that's all it is.
It's illegal. In 2 minutes, right, you don't...
Private parking remains unregulated by the government. However, we do have the right to appeal. And in Ashford, motorists are fighting back with the help of local crusader Michelle. She's got a bone to pick with this car park.
Enough was enough. You had to be Usain Bolt really quick, run to the machine and run back. People were taking pictures of their tickets in the windscreens because they were so paranoid they were going to come back to tickets.
A social media group, which she now manages, was set up to help victims. It has upwards of 1,800 members.
Most of them are on there because they've had tickets and they're worried about where it's going to go. Should they pay? Should they not?
A lot of misleading information online says that private parking companies are powerless to pursue charges. But this is not the case.
We just advise people what to do, where they stand, and we say to them, look, if you truly believe that you're not in the wrong, then fight it.
We'll be coming back to Michelle as she goes to court to fight for justice for a local mum who received a parking fine in the Ashford car park. When a private parking charge arrives through your door, all is not lost. In Warrington, Poplar is an organisation here to consider our side of the story. With more private parking companies and more cameras and apps being used to catch us out, these guys deal with over 50,000 of our appeals each year. John Gallagher is the main man, and along with 30 other adjudicators, examines our evidence to decide our fate.
Poplar's important because it gives wrong motorists somewhere to turn.
Over the last 10 years, there's been a 1,200% rise in the number of private parking penalties dished out to you and I.
Parking operators don't always get it right, and sometimes people do receive parking charges that are unfair or incorrect.
And today, with number plate recognition cameras in more of our car parks, we're being monitored even before we've bought a ticket, as Chris found out in a busy car park in Gloucestershire.
Their argument is it's this 20 minutes that I queued to get parked that I'm in breach of their rules.
And when cameras replace pay and display machines, there's no way to top up your time. As mother of two, Danielle discovered when she was held up at a fast food chain.
I get a fine for £100. The restriction was an hour and I'd gone over it by 10 minutes. There isn't the facility to pay. What are you meant to do? Are you meant to say to the kid, drop your food, we've got to go back to the car?
And when they want you to add registration details, even if you don't have to pay, it can get very confusing. As David found out at a hospital car park in Cardiff.
Park the car, display the blue badge, and then receive this thing in the post saying I owe 70 quid. Not happy at all.
All three musketeers believe their fines are unjust.
It just seems totally unreasonable to me.
Today, Poplar must now decide if that is the case. We will all just have to wait and see. Parking charges have definitely been driven up in recent years. We used to get a £2 fine when traffic wardens first marched onto our streets nearly 60 years ago.
One of our cameramen went behind the scenes to see what the Metropolitan Police have up their sleeve. This fine body of 50-year-olds, that's the average age, are the first of the new traffic wardens in training to keep the traffic flowing. Mostly former servicemen, they soon finish their basic training.
Well, haven't things changed? Once celebrated, now abominated. And it's not that surprising when you consider that last year a whopping 819 million was made in parking charges from us motorists. Luckily, over in Weston-super-Mare, the CEOs prefer educating over ticketing. It's one of the busiest days of the year. The beach race is in full swing, and Dan is trying to instill a bit of old-fashioned civil enforcement.
You don't tend to be evil in this job. You just got to be fair and consistent.
On busy days like today, he knows mistakes can happen.
But a lot of people, they pay their ticket, they put it on the car. What a lot of times they do is actually sort of drops down into the door. Yeah, we always fully check the vehicle before we issue a fine on it, so they do have a ticket, it's just literally on the floors.
But sometimes people simply push their luck, and then you have to think of new ways to get through to them.
It's amazing how much conversation we can have with the general public with our hands. It's amazing. We say pay display ticket, they refuse to speak to us, and they're like, no. And they was like, 5 minutes. They do all that hand gesture. So do you have a pay display ticket? Yeah, if you go now, go get one, okay? Machine's just down there. As soon as you get out of the vehicle, you have 10 minutes to get a ticket, so that's plenty enough time.
And with the town overrun with support vehicles, Scott is trying to be sympathetic too.
On a normal weekend, trailers aren't allowed in here, but we're being lenient this weekend.
But leniency only goes so far.
We've come in, asked them to move their vans to a more appropriate place, spoke to them about their litter. They said it's not theirs, but after being told CCTV are looking, they've said they'll clean it up.
So a ticket was avoided and the car park was cleaned. Dan's 10 minutes are up. He's back checking the cars without tickets. But what grinds his gears is when people simply don't listen.
Came across this vehicle earlier and spoke to the driver. He said, yeah, no problem, I would absolutely get a ticket. So I thought, brilliant. He'll get a ticket, no problem on that. Unfortunately, this is what gets me really angry, is the fact that he's willingly ignored us. It's just disrespect. You would have thought he would have had a bit more decency and courtesy to actually get a ticket when he was told to and advised to.
But even if you're sitting in your car, you still need a valid ticket.
So, but that's just annoying me now because there was no need for me to give him a ticket. I don't want to give him a ticket, but it just frustrates me, that's all, because he's now wasted £35 a park fare. It's madness. Whereas, if he was parked here for a couple of hours, it would have been £2.50. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it is his own fault. But yeah, it's annoying that situation had to occur because he refused to comply.
Remember that private car park in Surrey, where a notorious company were angering motorists with their ruthless tactics?
Didn't even check to see if he had a ticket and windscreen up.
The wardens were so quick to pounce that parkers had started filming their own evidence.
Why are you issuing him a ticket and then walking off? How do you know he ain't on a job?
I'm working out here. Where? Outside the shop. Somewhere outside the shop.
Who knows why they do it? They just became a little bit bully boy, really.
Look at you parking in the parking spaces.
The only way you can describe it is a total scam.
It wasn't just the motorists that had been affected.
The private parking company that were around the corner had a detrimental effect on the trade in the town.
I lost customers over it. Some guys, were so upset. I've never seen them since after getting the car park ticket.
In my opinion, they were legalised criminals.
Everyone in Ashford knows about the car park. I think it's infamous now.
Today, Michelle and local resident Stuart, who were both targeted at the car park, are fighting back.
It got a bit busier than we thought, to be honest. Some small little car park with about 50 parking bays. We didn't think it was going to go as far as it has done.
The cases have gone past the likes of Poplar and all the way up to a court of law.
We've now been to court 15 times. I'm due actually in court in 15 minutes' time to represent another resident who's been unfairly ticketed in this car park. We've had 15 wins so far, and hopefully this will be number 16.
It's time for the hearing. Michelle and Stuart are with Gemma, a local mum bombarded with debt collectors' letters after her unfair ticket.
Hopefully we will win. We've been very successful so far, so may it long continue.
Fingers crossed everything's going to go in my favour and it will get dropped.
In the year and a half that the company managed the site, they issued 10,000 charges to parkers. And of those, nearly half decided they shouldn't have to pay. The case is coming to a close. It's the moment of truth.
Positive results.
It's another win.
I feel really, really happy. Glad it's all over, but glad I won.
But there is an even bigger win for this town. As complaints about the parking mounted, the landowner kicked them out.
It was a major, major success when they finally went.
And recently a new company have moved in, and so far seem to be acting fairly.
The amount of complaints that we have had from the car park has dropped dramatically by at least 98%. Trade is very slowly returning to the high street and public feeling is slowly getting better.
Michelle has just been lobbying it all the way. She is our local hero.
I've had comments like, on Florence Nightingale of Ashford, but no.
This rogue parking company has well and truly been booted out of town. One small step for Ashford, and another black mark on private parking. How we park is changing, and motorists are being outfoxed by parking's eye-in-the-sky technology.
The style of the letters, we've caught you, you're in breach, all of these sort of words that basically make you feel like a criminal.
Back in Warrington, Poplar help when we feel bamboozled by the changing face of private parking.
Of the appeals that we've received, around 50% have resulted in the parking charge being cancelled.
The devil is in the detail.
We do really look into the stories that people tell us and what fits the circumstance.
Little details can persuade us.
They send out 1,000 verdicts a week. That's 100 people getting good news every day. Today, David, Danielle, and Chris
Let's see if we've got this appeal through yet.
will all find out their fate. Parking is an emotive subject. These guys want justice. The verdict is in.
I just received an email now saying that they've come to a decision.
Here's the decision.
Your appeal was not successful. Disgusted. Absolute bollocks.
It's been unsuccessful. It's disappointing. You don't want to be handing over £100 for something that's quite, to be honest, ridiculous.
They're not getting a penny out of me. That's the end of. This decision is shit.
Yes, your appeal was successful. Your parking charge is not effective and you do not need to take any further action. Get in.
No one likes to be accused of doing something wrong. Poplar gives wrong motorists somewhere to turn.
Result. Thank you, Poplar.
With a 50-50 chance of success, it seems incredible that only 1% of us that have received a private parking ticket have appealed it. So next time you get a ticket that you think is unjust, it might be worth a shot. Back in Weston and the bike race is coming to an end. The hordes of people are finally heading home. It's the end of a long shift for our CEOs. But one pedestrian isn't going anywhere. Dan is still pounding the streets.
Fully appreciate that, it is, beach race day. However, this vehicle's expired at 8 minutes past 1. It's now nearly 3:30, so.
He's having a last-minute flurry.
Yeah, unfortunately, our vehicle needs to be in a bay. It can't be, you know, 2 wheels in and then 3/4, you know, 90% on the double yellows. It's an extremely lazy way of parking. Lazy parking won't be tolerated. You know, I don't want to be handing out fines on a day like this and ruining people's day. But I just wish they would legally park and then I wouldn't have to do this. 1:45 the expiry time was, and now it's 4 o'clock now. People will learn, unfortunately, the hard way. It's really frustrating sometimes.
But Dan does find some pleasures and perks in his work.
So I was actually sort of a bigger guy when I first joined the team, and I have lost nearly about 2.5 stone, so it does wonders for weight loss. My watch just told me that I've lost 450 calories, so that's a big bonus for today.
And Dan is happy to be out and about, policing the town he loves.
I was born in Wales, but I've lived in Western all my life from there, so I'm sort of half Welsh, half English, as my colleagues like to remind me every day. Anyway, guys, have a good rest of the day, all right? I'm not here just because I couldn't be a police officer. I actually genuinely do enjoy what I do. I could be doing a number of things if I wanted to. I could go back to work in a retail outlet. I can go back to, you know, serving tables at a restaurant. But I really like this job. Actually, maybe this is the job for me.
Welcome to Huddersfield, home of the Terriers. The newly promoted Premier League club are today hosts to the most famous team in the world, Manchester United. And they're bringing with them a cavalcade of cars.
They come here and they park irresponsibly. They just don't care at all where they park.
When thousands of cars descend on one tiny postcode, there's no council in the land that can control the parking chaos.
They just dump them and go.
Sometimes if you want something done, you have to do it yourself.
Excuse me, can I just mention you're causing obstruction parking there? Buses can't get through and cars can't get through.
Meet Nikki Hanson, self-appointed parking marshal.
It's an absolute nightmare.
Nikki lives within spitting distance of the ground and she's parking mad about her pitch invasion.
You're opposite a junction. People aren't to go on the wrong side of the road to come out of the junction. See, this is it. People just don't care. They wouldn't want it outside their own house.
And then there's Nicola Earnshaw. You can hear the roar of the crowd from her kitchen window.
There's nowhere to park on this estate. It's just swamped.
Promotion to the Premier League has made parking more expensive, so fans eager to watch the Terriers are dumping their cars in the streets where it's free. But these local women are biting back.
Have you left enough room for two-way traffic? Because buses come down here and...
I think so, yeah. We're about 2 foot into the road.
You need to be right in if you look how everybody else parks.
because if you are right in, then you do get the police coming down saying that buggies can't get past.
I've seen smashes, I've seen people seriously injured here. That's all I'm telling you. It's up to you where you park.
This guy in this blue car here, he knows he's not supposed to park here, yet he chooses to come back here week in, week out. Nah, he told me to go away.
They'll just park anywhere that they can for free because they do not want to pay.
They're on the warpath. They've taken to the streets to police the problem themselves.
They've parked on the junction here. There's parking all the way around the bend down there.
These two have a zero-tolerance policy to illegal parking, no matter who.
It's a residents' car park.
Well, we've parked here for years.
I know. The thing is, trouble is, it's just like there's just been more and more of you parking here all the time.
Yeah.
That it's escalated now, and we've just got fed up of it now.
I understand. There are not very many spaces that are free, you know. You could go round and round and still not find anything. So this disabled badge is no use then?
No, not for an estate, no, lover, because it's not a council car park. There's more turning up down there.
The people of Huddersfield were cock-a-hoop when their team were promoted to the Premier League. Some of them are not so happy now.
I really want town to do well, but yet again, I don't. There's something in the back of my head saying, please go down. Now, people will lynch me for saying that. I've got family and friends who are town fans. If they went down, it wouldn't be half as bad.
Until that happens, the girls are going to carry on, fighting the fight with inconsiderate parking. But they won't get any thanks for it.
If you lot were to come through down there...
It's 2 hours every fortnight.
No, it's not. It's 6 hours. 6 hours. I've got one, thanks. It's the abuse I don't like, when you get abuse off the fans.
Get away.
You see, that's another town fan. That's the town fan's attitude. And that's what we have to deal with every time there's a town match on. And you wonder why we get angry. I want to move. I really do want to move.
It seems when you tell people where or where not to park, you're public enemy number one. As the wardens of Weston-super-Mare know only too well.
Lovely gentleman calling me tosser over there. Don't know why I'm a tosser. I just think I'm just doing my job.
Since the 1960s, when parking enforcement was first introduced, traffic wardens have been the subject of disdain and derision from disgruntled motorists up and down the land. But 57 years after the first parking ticket was issued, the traffic warden, employed by the police, has been phased out in favour of the more grandly named Civil Enforcement Officer. Civil Enforcement Officers, or CEOs as they are more commonly known, are on the payroll of the local councils. Today, an army of them patrol our streets, and they're still as unpopular as they ever were.
I hate traffic wardens.
I've never met a nice parking attendant. I'm sure there are some, but I've never met one.
I don't like them personally. They give us a ticket every day.
Weston-super-Mare was one of the few remaining places in the country not to have civil enforcement officers.
We're not stalking vehicles, we're just doing our job.
That was until a year ago, when everything changed. 11 CEOs took to the streets of this North Somerset town. CEOs such as Dan.
These both your vehicles, guys? You moving now, are you? That's brilliant.
Scott.
Are you kidding me? I was here 2 minutes.
Unfortunately, madam, it is an instant notice on this restriction.
And Martin.
Have a good day. And you. See you later. Bye-bye now.
The new regime issued 398 tickets in the first 4 days, and they've issued many more since. Some locals are happy about their introduction.
There was a problem until they actually gave the civil enforcement officers the power to ticket people. I must say that in the last year or so, the parking has improved in Weston.
Others are not so thrilled.
90% of this town is really pissed off with the arrangements that have just been forced on the town. So you're talking about people that have been parking here for a very long time. Now all of a sudden they can't park here. It's frustrating, you don't get nowhere.
This is one of the leaflets that we've seen go up since we started doing the civil parking enforcement. People are sort of not happy with the parking in the town centre.
Frustrations are boiling over and the CEOs face a daily barrage of abuse. These guys are constantly under attack.
Lovely gentleman calling me tosser over there. Don't know why I'm a tosser. I just think I'm just doing my job. Every single name under the sun, if not more. People call me the Rat. If people want to, call me names, if they want to yell stuff at me, that's absolutely fine. Go ahead.
But Dan, known in this town as the Terminator, won't let a little abuse distract him from his mission.
I mean, this little section up here, there were a couple of cars that were breaking the rules. You park illegally anyway, you will be issued a fine.
Hello? That's why.
You park along the yellow lines.
This is a disabled car, all right?
Where's your disabled badge, sir?
I haven't got it on me because it's in the other car. There's 2 DNA cars.
Okay, well, you do need to have a blue badge.
I need to go and get it, all right?
Under no circumstance, are we obligated to stand in front of you while you yell at us verbal abusiveness and we're just going to take it. Everyone thinks that we're very mean, that we're very happy and smug when we give it a ticket. Everyone says, oh, you got like a glee smile. And you're like, I don't have a glee smile. They would probably love to see me in hell or something like that, probably chained up. Don't hate the person, hate the job.
In one of the town's main car parks, CEO Martin is facing similar hostility.
I'm used to it. You get worse than that in the prison service, so... Water off a duck's back.
It's nothing he hasn't heard before.
Lost count after about 17, 18. It does get a bit boring after a while. I'm just used to it now.
Scott is in another part of town, but it's the same sorry story.
So the gentleman walking along with his kids and the pushchair thought it'd be appropriate to walk along and call me a wanker. That's the standard thing over there. Gentleman sticking his finger up. That happens all the time, actually. People beeping at us, swearing at us.
We get all sorts said to us all the time.
FM toilet.
We get a lot of verbal abuse on street. Just good thing that we have had the appropriate training. We can de-escalate these situations very quickly. People just go, oh, I hate you for doing this. And it's like, actually, sir, you don't hate me. You only hate the fact that you got caught out.
With an average salary of just £25,000 a year, CEOs are working hard to keep our roads clear and us safe.
Bum this guy, man. Look at that. Look, what a dick. Oi.
And they're not getting a lot of thanks for their efforts. We're throwing it back in their face.
Don't put him up, babe.
Oh, no, this there.
Is that no right?
It's, I can film in public.
You can't film me.
I can film you. I can film you. Exactly.
Bitter skirmishes are raging between motorists and councils all over the country. This CEO got the full force of a motorist's wrath in a car park in Wolverhampton.
Do you really love your job? Your job's worth. Look at her, she thinks she's so bad. Look at her. Walking up. Walking up. Look at you. YouTube, that's where you will be. Your face all over YouTube.
The source of all this anger and abuse is Tom Moore.
That particular day I received a car parking ticket. A car parking ticket which I shouldn't have had.
Tom, who describes himself as a calm and relaxed man, spiralled into a parking rage when he received a ticket he felt was unjust.
Looking back, I probably could have handled it a bit different. I'm not that person, you know. I definitely don't kind of walk after people and swear at them and call them a job's worth and things like that. I probably shouldn't have gone about it the way that I did.
At the time, Tom was unemployed.
I was very stressed.
Not me, you still got a ticket.
I don't care. Is that what you're using, your authority?
Really, you do care.
This is a bag.
No, it's not.
How is that not a bag? There's lines on the floor. There's lines.
Right at the back wall over there, you can see them. They haven't taken away the lines. How is anybody supposed to know that they aren't bays?
So that's not a bag. Well, you want to clear the lines then, don't you?
You want to stop swearing.
I did fly off the handle a little bit. It's not usually like me. I was literally on my last pennies.
Get off! You have no right!
Tom uploaded the video and it went viral with over 600,000 views.
There's a few things in the feed that, you know, I'm a bully and things like that, saying that I probably shouldn't have gone about it the way that I did. Any other day, fine. Traffic warden's a job and it needs to be done.
Attacks on civil enforcement officers have rocketed in recent years. But maybe we are firing our fury in the wrong direction. Our outrage is not only with CEOs, it's also with private parking companies. Private parking has turned into an industry worth hundreds of millions of pounds. And a healthy proportion of that income is generated through parking fines. 19,000 of us get caught out with a private parking charge notice every single day. Jeremy and Kay claim they lost everything, all because of a private parking fine.
I've been on medication for the last 6 months, maybe more, and it's all down to stress.
It's destroyed our lives, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's all because of this parking company.
Yeah.
They can go and rot in hell as far as I'm concerned. I will never pay them.
It all started on a sunny day in Liverpool, when Jeremy bought a ticket in a private car park in the city centre.
I remember commenting, oh, I've never seen one of these before, you have to put your registration number in. So I did that and I paid for the parking and off we went. We had a lovely afternoon in Liverpool. About 8 months later, I just happened to check my credit score and I thought, my goodness, what's going on here? It had plummeted.
What Jeremy hadn't realised was that he had received a fine months ago, sent to his previous address, along with a court summons, which he had missed.
It turned out on investigation that it was for just under £200. Found that it was from a parking company. They wouldn't give me any details.
To this day, he doesn't know what he did wrong, but it's left his credit history in tatters.
We couldn't rent through a single letting agent in the country because of the adverse credit history. The council couldn't find us anywhere. We were absolutely desperate to find somewhere to live.
This was their only option: sheltered housing. With Jeremy in his mid-50s and Kay in her early 60s, they're struggling to fit in.
The youngest people here are in their late 70s, early 80s.
There's hand bars, disabled bars all over the place.
Emergency pull cords.
Worst of all, a no-pet policy means they've had to give up their beloved dog Baxter.
He's smiling.
Beautiful. Every day I look around for him, oh, he's not here. That really has broken my heart, that.
Yeah.
All because they let a single parking ticket spiral out of control.
We can't function normally because of it. We're very depressed, to be honest. Life is not good.
It's a cautionary tale. Contrary to what you might read on the internet, private parking fines should not be ignored. But there is a silver lining. Jeremy and Kay have finally found a place of their own that didn't require credit references. But the fine still hangs over them. Where some of us lose, others win. One private parking company picked on the wrong guy. Nick Bowen is a top London barrister with over 30 years' experience in legal practice.
Late one night, about 11:30, I was driving back to London from Wales on the M4, just willing for Membury service station to appear because I just was absolutely exhausted. I drove in up the slip road, I parked up in the car park. It was dark, I saw no signs, I just fell asleep. I meant to sleep for 10 minutes, I slept for 2 hours, 20 minutes. If I hadn't stopped, God knows what would have happened. I would have either had to have pulled over and stopped in the hard shoulder or probably had a crash.
What Nick hadn't realised is that the free parking at Membury services stops after 2 hours. Cameras had clocked his car and a penalty charge notice had been issued to his house in Wales where his car was registered. As he was living in London, he didn't find out about this until months later.
I suddenly became aware that I was being pursued for £150. I wrote to them. I explained that I thought it was rather unfair to be charged to sensibly follow government advice and take a break when you're tired. And of course they wrote back telling me that I didn't have a leg to stand on, I had to pay, that if I didn't I'd have a county court judgment against me. There was all this absurd, threatening, sort of quasi-judicial language, plainly designed to scare the ordinary individual. They're just issuing parking tickets like confetti. And I thought, no, I am not going to be bullied by these people. If, for heaven's sake, I'm a professional lawyer, if I don't do it, who is going to do it?
Nick appealed the parking fine but was unsuccessful. He still didn't pay and a few months later was summoned to court.
I was actually quite pleased. I thought, well, gosh, I can now fight them. I defended it. I did a proper, thorough legal job in setting out the defence, set out all the law.
Nick won his case because the private company had mysteriously failed to pay a trial fee.
I was so delighted that we won the case, albeit by default, and also got £1,550 in costs against the parking company, that it was picked up by the newspapers, and it had the most extraordinary reaction, and it got nearly 2,000 comments. I appear at the moment now to be somebody who is articulating on behalf of the silent masses that there is something very wrong with the system.
Private parking is big business. In the last 10 years, there's been a 1,200% rise in the number of parking charges issued by private parking companies. And what we may not realise is they're everywhere. The supermarket, the airport, they'll even get us at our own homes. Which is exactly what happened to Dean. He had to pay out close to £1,000 for parking outside his own flat.
So this is my bay. This is the bay I bought with my flat, and this is the bay I received all my tickets in. Ridiculous.
So £1,000 they're trying to get out of me for parking in my own bay, which I think is disgusting.
Shortly after Dean bought his flat, a private contractor took over the car park in a bid to stop non-residents parking there. And Dean was sent a permit.
The lease I signed when I purchased the property didn't ask me to display a permit, so I didn't feel as though I needed to.
Clearly, he was wrong.
In total, I received 7 tickets.
Despite the multiple tickets, Dean refused to pay on principle.
The parking company are putting a sticker on my car in my bay that I own, which I feel is a harassment.
Dean's battle with the parking company has taken its toll.
It's the constant onslaught of, you need to pay this, you need to pay this. Debt collectors are going to come around. So for a year, my anxiety has been through the roof. I've even had to have some therapy, hypnotherapy.
Dean has somewhat bizarrely turned to his local fish and chip shop for help. Meet Barry Beavis, parking crusader and owner of the Chippy.
It's £2.90, please.
Barry is infamous in parking circles.
Most people in the parking industry would know my name because I challenged the legitimacy of a parking charge up to a Supreme Court to try and get the industry to change. There are some parking companies that operate professionally and properly, and there are some operators that don't.
He is not a fan of private parking, and the feeling is mutual.
There's lots of dartboards in parking company offices with my photograph on, and people doing that.
That's because Barry, from his back kitchen, has taught himself the law so he can defend the likes of you and I against parking injustice.
There are real people that need real help now, so I'll do what I can to try and help them.
His latest case is Dean.
The parking space allocated to Dean is here. It's number 20 and it's identified on the plan in green. He doesn't need to display a permit because he's been allocated a parking space as part of his lease. And that provides him the rights to park there without the need to display a permit whatsoever.
The big day is here. Today, Barry will accompany Dean to court.
It's almost made me feel as though I'm on trial. When I woke up this morning, I felt as though I could be going to prison. Massively daunting for someone like me. I've never done anything like this before. And then fingers crossed, Barry will be the one to help me win this case today.
The parking company is claiming he's breached the terms and conditions of parking. I say he's got a lease that allows him to park there and he owes them nothing. And we'll present our cases to a judge today and a judge will decide if I'm right or if they're right.
How you doing? Not bad, thank you. How are you? I'm all right, thanks. You ready for this? Very nervous. All right.
For those of us that go to court, it's a lottery. Roughly a 50-50 split in terms of results. Fingers crossed for Dean. The verdict is in.
That's hugely disappointing.
Very, very
hugely disappointing. They won and we lost.
I think it's absolutely insane, the decision today. Absolutely mental.
The claimant is allowed to enforce the parking charges because Dean wasn't parked in the actual space conferred to him by his lease. It's an incredibly disappointing decision.
Dean has lost his case and £1,000 in the process.
Lost for words, to be honest. Gobsmacked at the decision today.
He's not alone in his anger. There are thousands of us across the country who've been caught out by private parking. The situation is so bad, one man has decided to reveal the truth about private parking.
What they're doing is bordering on criminal because of the way they go about it.
Tony Taylor used to be a warden for a private parking company.
I'm poacher turned gamekeeper.
He claims he was so disgusted by the dirty dealings, he decided to blow the whistle.
The wage doesn't mean nothing. You've got to have feelings, morals, and I just couldn't take it no longer. When I seen people crying in front of me, I thought, that's it.
So he started gathering evidence to expose their underhand tactics.
Private parking is a racket. It's a money-making racket. All these parking companies want is tickets issued.
Where the council parking enforcers don't work on commission, the private sector is a very different story.
They had a bonus scheme in place where 21 to 30 tickets, they would get £2 per ticket issued. 31 to 40 tickets, £3 per ticket issued.
And this went all the way up to £5 with over 50 tickets.
Their bonuses could be more than their wages.
And if they didn't perform, they could lose their job.
Now, where there's an incentive to a warden, it makes them more likely to issue tickets sneakily.
And they had all sorts of devious tricks up their sleeves.
There's ghost ticketing, where the warden will issue the ticket to the vehicle, he will take all the photographic evidence, and then he will remove the ticket from the windscreen.
Just taking the ticket off.
The only time they become aware of that ticket is when they have a letter through the post.
Which can take weeks and means we miss the 14-day period to pay a lower price.
Private parking companies only care about money. They're not bothered about reasons, and they will do anything they can to get this money off the public. It's all done as a threat in the hope that you pay. If the public get one of these private parking tickets on the windscreen, don't panic, they're not fines, but don't ignore the parking ticket.
Tony Taylor's former employer deny his claims. They claim that they do not instruct their wardens to use any underhand tactics such as ghost ticketing. They say they provide good facilities for those who park on their clients' land and that they operate within the spirit and the letter of the law. Back in Weston,
Can't be out of the bay though, mate, all right?
Yeah, no worries.
Perfect. Have a good one.
Yeah, and you, cheers, Neil. He gave me a chance, to be fair, yeah, and he gave me the benefit of the doubt, so, you know, they're not all bad.
Oh, yes, sir. Can't have you parked here, unfortunately. I do need you to move it.
wardens here can show compassion when they want to.
As long as you're loading or unloading, you can use it, but yeah, you've got a pay and stay ticket. Unfortunately, it's a loading bay, so you have to be in a pay and stay bay. Yeah, if you move it now, it's no problem.
If you can pop it on there, that's golden.
There was a car there.
All right. Yeah, if you bang over there, mate, we're happy. Cheers.
Parking in Weston is limited, and the hunger for somewhere to park means people nip into any space they can.
Yeah, you can't stop in the taxi rank, all right? Cheers, bud.
Including loading bays. CEO Scott has stumbled across a low loader.
Can't really imagine how much stuff you can carry from a little scooter that needs you to be in a loading bay. This gets given the 5 minutes.
In Weston, you have 5 minutes in a loading bay. And Scott has spotted a motorist who clearly knows that.
All right, so obviously I've just seen the female get out of the vehicle. Are you planning on doing loading at all or not?
Yeah, she's loading.
Yeah?
Well,
what's she going to be loading?
pasties.
Not good enough for you, mate. Can't be in there just for loading pasties, that's shopping. You need to park in one of the pay and display bays for that.
So how long have I got?
Well, you need to move it now, really, because you're in a loading bay. All right? Realistically, you've got 10 minutes, but it's whether you think it's right to be blocking a loading bay that somebody who's... Okay? They just don't care, really. I know I'd be pretty annoyed if I was a delivery driver and somebody said I'm just loading up some pasties. They know we can't give them a ticket straight away, so they'll wait like 4.5, see us going back towards their vehicle, and then they'll leave. So, feel like a bit of a cat and mouse game sometimes, really. And there you go, they've been in the loading bay, gone and got their lunch, and now they're going to leave.
Scott's tolerant approach can only be good for the people of Weston. But it's not the case in all our towns and cities. Many councils across the land are seeing the cost benefits of outsourcing civil enforcement to private parking companies. But this isn't necessarily such a good thing for us motorists, with claims that private parking is less out for the community and more out for our money. It can ruffle the feathers of even the most friendliest of towns. Like here, in the picturesque market town of Dursley in Gloucestershire.
Hi, Denver.
Hiya, all right.
Local businesses here have come together to discuss their private parking problems.
Of course, we've had these parking issues yet again. Still trying to find ways of sorting this out.
We can't afford to see businesses go from the centre of the town, and at the moment this is just killing it.
We're not saying we don't want wardens, we're not saying we don't want health and safety in the street, we're just saying we want clarity as to what we can operate within.
Until a year ago, the parking here was run by the local authority. It was a parking paradise.
When it was run by the council, we used to be a very bustling little town.
We had no parking problems, so we saw no reason for anything to change.
Now it's a parking hell.
The private company has ruined everything.
A private contractor has taken over, and the wardens are quick to ticket anyone for any reason.
They hang around watching people till they park and then whack a ticket on them.
We have challenged the wardens on many times whether they are on a quota system, because to us it seems unfair that they can walk up to a vehicle, put a ticket on it, walk away with no explanation.
No one can figure out what they're doing wrong, and this is only made worse by the confusing signage.
You can't get except for loading any bigger.
Yeah. At any time, it says.
Which means in my book that you can load at any time.
Then you get the traffic wardens that are saying, no.
I know.
You know, the signs aren't very clear on whether you can park here or can't park here. There seems to be rules for one or rules for another.
The problem with the signs is that they can be interpreted incorrectly.
I don't know how long I can park for. I don't even know if I'm allowed to park.
Shopkeepers here are tied in knots as they're forced to use this road to keep their businesses going.
In order to do all access from our shop, this is where we have to park. We have no other entrance. We're a music shop. We have very heavy things for people to collect. Therefore, obviously, they need to park outside our shop to put these heavy things in.
But according to the signs, those heavy things need to be loaded into a moving vehicle. Sharon has recently had a run-in with a warden.
We were just moving into the premises, loading into the shop at the time. Next minute, I come out and he was sticking a ticket on the van. I argued with him about it to the point that people down the street heard me, including Denver from the music shop.
And he's been issued a few tickets too.
Well, I'd walked through to collect some cardboard from the rear of the shop. The warden had just walked round, put the ticket on and was walking away. I did go after him and explain what was happening. Obviously, they sent me this letter back saying, you know, we've carefully considered what you say, but we have decided not to cancel your penalty charge. And then, of course, we sent them this picture, and they basically said, well, we don't take any notice of that sign. It's this sign here saying at any time, saying that overrules everything.
It's pointless trying to argue the case. We wouldn't win.
Unfortunately, the private company has created an ill feeling which we've never had here before.
It's a bit more tense for shoppers and for traders.
We're all too scared to park in Dursley at the moment, hence why the town is so quiet. Look how quiet it is. This should be a busy town, especially this time of night.
With no sign of change, this once bustling town is left in limbo.
It's not going to be fixed in months, is it? It's still going to be several years before they get sorted out.
Yes, so very much. Yeah. Until we can physically get somebody here from County Council, we're going to really struggle to change anything.
It's just waiting. All we can do is keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Us Brits make around 25 billion trips by car a year, and each journey starts and ends at a parking space. Hopefully. For our rural villages that rely on tourism, getting day trippers parked up and out and about spending money is vital for business. More and more of our coastal communities are suffering due to cheap foreign holidays and their dwindling economy. So parked cars are their lifeblood. No one knows this more than Talacra, a village in northeast Wales. In 2016, it became one of the worst places to park in the UK. the village lost half its parking spaces to conservation. And the knock-on effect was chaos. Business owner Lyndon witnessed the parking mayhem.
But when it was bad, it was in fact a nightmare. You know, we'd have maybe 200-300 cars in complete gridlock. It's just pandemonium.
It became even more serious when emergency vehicles struggled to get to the beach. And that wasn't all. Desperate motorists parked where they shouldn't when a gate was left open, with disastrous consequences. It made headlines around the UK when up to 40 cars were flooded by the incoming tide. Many written off. It had a massive impact on the village.
It was a disaster. I know for a fact we've lost customers that are just sort of scared to come back. Every day like that was another nail in the coffin for Talacra.
One businessman in Devon was determined not to let this happen to his town. So he took matters into his own hands and bought a car park. But what kind of man would make a car park free?
Somebody who cares for the community, I think, has obviously done this.
Well, this guy.
All right, how are you? You okay? Some say I'm sort of eccentric, crazy, but, you know, I'm neither of those, really. I just like a bit of fun and like to make people smile.
Meet Rob Braddock. Rob has a reputation for being a bit mad.
I do some seriously odd things sometimes. I don't mind being a little bit special.
He's a man prepared to do anything to promote his beloved hometown, even dress up as a nun.
What's more crazy, dressing up as a 45-year-old dad in drag or leasing a car park and giving it away for free? That dressing up as Julie Andrews is probably a bit worse than giving away a car park, I'll be honest.
In fact, you could argue the least crazy thing he's done is buy a car park.
Welcome to the most famous car park in England.
This whole crazy story started a few months ago, when Westwood Ho was struggling.
Parking in Westwood Ho is a major issue. You cannot park anywhere here. The roads are totally full, the car parks are full.
People sort of drive around them, see there's no bays, and then just disappear again. Don't bother stopping at all, which is a nightmare, really, for the traders.
Rob signed a 50-year lease on it with the local authority.
For the next 49 years with no hassle, and I have to hand it back when I'm 94. Some people thought, hello, he's up to something, what's he doing? Maybe they thought I was going to drill for oil there the following week, but there's nothing like that. No clever behind-the-scenes scheme I'm thinking of. It was just a nice thing to do.
Rob's act of kindness has made him a local hero.
I love Westwood Ho. I've lived here all my life. Hiya. I know quite a lot of people in the village. It's a very community-orientated area. It was quite nice just to give something back to people, really.
As it's only a 5-minute walk to town, it's already helping with congestion.
When it was a pay-and display, there was very, very little traffic in there at all. Just clogged up the roads around it, but as soon as it was free, it was packed. Come on, boy.
It's not just the traders who are profiting. Westwood Ho's canine community have also benefited from this Good Samaritan.
All he really appreciates is getting a free walk so he can have more walks than what he did before.
I'm not joking, it's like crafts here today, isn't it? There's more dogs than anything. Hi, Pete.
Hey, Mr. Rob.
How are you?
Yeah, very good.
Good, man. Not very good weather. I didn't like the brochure, is it? But a nice bit of surf.
It's
isn't all bad news, is it, I suppose, for you?
Works for us. How's the car park going, Rob?
Every time I go down there, it's full. We're all parking on the grass, all around it. We have to sort of do something a bit better down there, I think.
It does work.
Hi, Jules.
Not satisfied by his gift, he's got plans to expand.
To extend the car park will be approximately £15,000, and from 20 cars it's going to hold 44, so it's pretty much going to be twice as free.
People are very grateful, very, very grateful. Asset to Westwood Ho.
Yeah, well done to you, and yeah.
It's quite amazing that we can come down and use a free car park that somebody's actually given us. I think it's great.
All right, Dave.
Hi, Rob. He's a decent guy, he does a lot for the community, and he makes an excellent lady, I must admit.
I think as long as they come here, they enjoy themselves, they leave happy, and they don't pay for parking, perfect. Oh, I'm going to stay here forever, yes. Yeah. Put my ashes in the car park.